This week on the program, with everything on our minds this week, protesting in Cuba, trans trenders, and voter fraud in Georgia, let's not forget the most pressing question on our minds today. What are Los's favorite TikToks of this week? Let's see if you can not laugh. Later, a group of Texas lawmakers got a case of beer, hopped on a plane, and fled the state in a futile effort to protect drive-through voting. Finally, Bill Cosby wants reparations, COVID cases are rising, and a DoorDash driver dirty dicks a cop's Chipotle. Joke's on him. The cop wanted extra sour cream. Your emergency exit is right this way.
This exit is for emergencies.
So dry that thing made me all choked up.
I thought you meant the dirty dick joke. Got you dry.
That one got me dry too. Dirty dick driver got me dry.
The dirty dick driver.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. This is episode 213, and today is July 16th, 2021. We are broadcasting live from K-Brand Studio in our floating tin can, far above the world. You're doing better.
Hey.
You're doing better.
I'm doing singing lessons every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday?
Yep. Me and my dog, we howl together.
You're like, oh! I love doing that for people with their dogs, and they're like, stop howling. I'm like, oh, come on, let's go. Woo! Sometimes they start going.
Now I know never to introduce you to my dog.
Let's see. I am Los. You could follow me on Twitter. On TikTok at That's Right Los.
What? You're on TikTok now?
You knew that.
Wow.
Joining me as always is exactly David Aguilar. You could follow him on at Emergency Exit Pod. Making sure the lights are on, man, is my man, David Brandon the Hardhead Mitchell, not your 52.
Man, you getting us all mixed up now.
I'm getting y'all mixed up, and I'm actually reading it, so I have to. I shouldn't have dictated this, and hope that
I'm reading it too, and it's correct.
Joining us live in studio and in the flesh is the host of the Liberty broadcast, found on Band.video. Say hello to the Liberty lady herself, Rachel Ray.
What's up, America?
Man, the crowds are going crazy, dude. Jeez, usually they go this crazy for Brandon.
Yeah,
Jeez.
They saved it this time.
They saved it this time.
Well, let's get into. We have a lot of things to talk about, and I think first and foremost we have to talk about the Brew World Order. So let's go. It's in the same glass.
It's the Brew World
All right, we've got atrial rubicite. Rubicite.
I like the way you said it though.
Rubicite.
Rubyite.
Rubiite. All right. So what is this? Tell us. Rachel,
This is a delicious beer from Jester King. It is one of my all-time favorite beers, which is why I brought it to you guys.
It's always around.
Present it. It is not always around.
Oh, no.
They make this batch, and then every year they make a new batch, same name, different way of processing it, I guess you could say. It is so sour.
It's
very sour and dry.
Dry, delicious. Some would say a velvet red, soury sweet delight.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna say.
No, I'm saying it.
That's what I was gonna say.
His words
It
right out
was
of his
such a
mouth.
spot-on description.
It really was.
It really is. You did a good job.
Yeah. I know. I wrote it nicely. Anyways, this was first brewed in 2013 and currently rated as a top 10 wild ale in the world on both Untapped and Beer Advocate.
Wow.
Atrial Rubicite is our barrel-aged wild ale re-fermented with raspberries, which gives it that
Raspberries.
very red color there, I assume. I'm colorblind, so this looks green to me.
Are you
Really?
really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
It's brewed with Texas malt, well water, and hops. And then it's barrel aged for a year prior to blending and refermentation.
Barrel aged for a year?
It's very difficult refermentation.
Wow.
Christopher.
This is some exclusive beer right here. I'm telling you, once the bottles are gone, they're gone.
Well, I'm gonna.
It's exclusive as CRT, right,
Yep,
boys?
there you go.
As its name implies, I don't know what it implies. Just noting that name.
A
what would
trial?
what would that mean to you? A trial? Like
A
this means you're
trial.
going to jail.
You're going to jail.
You're going to a trial because that's how serious this
You're gonna
beer
get
is.
you're gonna get hung.
As its name implies, raspberries penetrate to the very heart of this beer with
Yeah.
a whopping 7 pounds per gallon added to the fermentation. We get notes of raspberry jam, juniper,
So good.
strawberry, sour punch straws, white pepper, black cherry chapstick, and a hint of J.K. Funk. 5.1 alcohol by volume. So we've all had a chance to take a little sippy poo. So let's let Brandon tell us what he thinks and give us a rating between 1 and 10. That's right.
You know, when I got the word that it was going to be a sour beer, I wasn't excited.
I
I
knew
was
you.
a
I can
little.
contest to that.
I
He
was a
looked
little
disappointed.
concerned. Be like, oh man, I wanted something good.
Yep.
Oh, man.
But god damn it, this is good.
Yep.
I like this. It's got a dryness like cranberry juice, which I
Yeah.
strangely love. I love that.
Yep.
Just you just drank something and like, how am I still thirstier
Yeah.
than before? God, it's good. I don't know how many of these I mean, because it just comes in that bottle, right?
that
You can't
bomber
buy
right there,
like
bro.
a 6-pack,
Well,
right?
you could buy
Okay, so it just comes in
a
big
mag.
bottles.
One huge.
It comes in large and extra large.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. I think this would definitely be like a special occasion kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do something tonight.
Yeah.
This is going to get a really high rating. I'm going to say a 9. That's right.
Wow.
Wow. 9, that's right. Well, Rachel, thank you for bringing this.
Yeah,
what
no
are your
doubt.
thoughts on this thing?
Like I said, this is my favorite beer from Jester King, and many more are very close. I mean, it is so hard to compare with the other beers below it. Obviously,
So a 10 that's right would be like the best beer you've ever had in your life. It's like heavenly. And then 1, of course, is,
yeah. So
the Beerito.
I'm gonna say
Oh God.
I'm gonna say a 10
Ooh.
Oh, the
because
coveted 10?
because it is my favorite.
Wow.
Okay.
The coveted 10.
10 what?
Yeah, what 10?
That's right. That's right.
Oh, sorry, 10. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
and I know I love it. You know, every year they come out with a different version of it, but essentially this is what it tastes like. And
That's awesome.
every year I'm still excited, and it's still my number one.
Wow.
Wonderful. David, exactly.
Man.
Aguilar, what do you think?
I'm gonna give this a 9. That's right. This is an almost perfect beer.
Almost.
Almost perfect.
What
This
makes
is-
it?
I
What would
would
make
say-
it a 10?
I would say this is exactly what a sour should taste like. Like it's a perfect amount of bitter, perfect amount of dry, perfect amount of fruitiness. Like the thing that doesn't make it a 10 is only 5.1. Right? If I'm gonna be knocking down one of these bad boys, you better make this at least a 10er.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
You gotta get a 10er in.
They
You know
gotta
what I mean?
keep it low just in case the kids get into it.
But see that
They-
again. If
I
the kids
understand.
get into this, they take a little couple swigs. You get knocked out. You still got more of the bottle left. You feel me? You feel me? So, but I'll give this a 9. That's right.
Is that got a? Was it a bottle cap? Oh, I know it's not a cork. That'd be. It would get a couple
Oh,
points
so,
if
yeah.
it was.
They
cork.
have beers that have the cork.
If it was like a wax,
This is not one of them.
What did you rate it, David?
a 9.
No.
A 9 what?
That's right.
That's right. Well, when I sampled this, I was thinking, man, the color is really nice. It's really cool colored. It's soury, sweet delight. It doesn't make my mouth pucker up too much,
Not like your butthole.
but this ain't the best beer. It's not the best.
Oh no.
For a minute, I felt bad pouring the rest of the beer into my glass, but now I don't.
I know you've been sipping on that.
It's like sweet tarts, a bit. Bitter sweet tarts, but it's like medicine as well. Medicine-y.
Medicine.
It's a solid 8. That's right. That's right.
That's not too bad.
That's the
That's
Brew
still
World
up
Order.
there. That's still
That's
up
up there. It's over a 5.
It's the brew world.
Thanks for bringing that beer, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
I'm glad I did. Actually, Adon is the one who was like, I said, I want to take a Jester King beer tonight. And he said, take an Atrial.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I could take one.
I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, you know, in the movie where they have to like pull the book, and it opens up, and it's like if you're gonna take a beer, and it like reaches in the very like exclusive top, it's like take the 8 trail.
That's
You know what I mean?
exactly
Yeah.
what happened
Really?
because
I
we
thought
have
so.
a huge, we have a huge wine,
Like a
Yeah, it goes-
wine rack.
huge like wooden wine thing, and he's like, let me cool it,
Yeah, he's like, "Here
takes
you
it
go."
out, or maybe he took it from the
It was
from the
lit up.
fridge.
It's a gourmet beer. That's
Gourmet
definitely what
beer.
that is.
It is. It really is.
That is gourmet.
That'd go great with dessert, like a good, chocolate ice cream.
Yeah.
Or chocolate brownie with some ice cream.
Okay.
You know,
I was looking like sherbet, maybe.
Yeah.
He's trying to raise that 8.
Sorbet sherbet.
that's good.
He's trying to get a
Yeah,
9.
I'm trying to get a 9 out of you, but
Maybe that would be good with a nice porterhouse steak, just medium rare. No.
And can I just say
Rare.
we haven't talked about the
Seared.
whiskey. We got Saint Liberty because we had from the Liberty broadcast. But this is so good. I love the vanilla aftertaste this has.
Let me see. What
I'm
we got
giving
here.
this a 8. That's right.
Wow.
Do you taste it? It's just so good,
It is. It was.
right?
It's a little sweet though.
Okay, all right.
You know, if you're a vagina, you can. You might rate this an 8.
Kevin said, "I wonder if White Claw is gonna beat this beer in the finals."
Oh, and I was thinking Kevin loves Jester King too because, he's a cool guy. He's a
Yeah.
beer maker. He put what was his beer that was in there?
Yeah,
The Orange Blossom. Got
man.
beat to White Claw. Is that right?
I don't think it was White Claw that beat it.
I didn't. He lose to White Claw.
Kevin, your beer is amazing. I want more of it. It's like an orange.
What kind
creamsicle.
of beer is it?
It tastes like an orange creamsicle.
It was a really good beer,
Mhm.
homemade beer.
Yep.
No, it lost by default. Remember, because we ran out of it,
No.
yeah. It had to forfeit that round.
and it
'Cause
lost to White Claw.
We didn't have any, yeah. So it
So
lost
technically,
to White
he's still
Claw.
in the game. Technically, he's still in the game.
Is there any more?
And that was my fault.
I know.
And that was my fault.
What?
Because we ended up using
Oh yeah,
One of
that's
his
right.
It was your fault. I didn't even
You
blame
were left
anybody.
in charge to keep
because
it.
it was that amber, remember? And then it was like, oh, I just saw amber, so it was like, oh, amber, and it was like, no, not that amber, this amber. And we wasted. Do you remember in Big Daddy? Or I mean, is it Big Daddy?
We wasted the good surprise on
We
you.
wasted a good surprise on you. That's that's how I felt. It's like we wasted a good surprise on you. What the fuck, man?
Ah.
Jeez.
All right. What else? Do we have any more comments?
Oh no,
there?
that was.
I just opened the phone lines up.
Yes.
So 830-875-0637, the number down below.
It is 10:12 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is correct. 10:12. Let's see. It's 82 degrees outside right now in Austin.
It feels great outside.
I'm Steve Williams.
I'm Steve
Oh,
Williams.
no.
I'm telling you, get that fucking clip sent over to Todd and Don because they need to tell me what happened. Where the fuck is Steve Williams?
Dude, they also need to fucking pay you for stealing your idea.
No.
Do they ever answer your text or your calls or anything?
So that was what I talked about last week. I had sent them. I always send them messages ever since they got a new Weather Girl. I was asking where Steve Williams. Steve Williams was such a fun character that they had on, and I don't know if he was real or not. There's no evidence of him around. I've looked him up, but essentially I would text them that what happened to Steve Williams. I'm seeing that every once in a while. And then the other day they were talking about the Olympic star that got banned for smoking weed or something.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys was all, that's the rules, and you knew that.
I
you were
heard
doing
that.
the
I
rule.
heard that.
And then I had texted them saying, "Oh, I guess you would have been the first one to tell Rosa Parks to sit in the back of the bus because that's the policy and all."
Yep.
And then after the break, they came back and they had a caller on saying, "Oh, well, we got rules and regulations, law and order." And then he goes, "Oh, would you have been one of the first people to tell Rosa Parks they got sit in the back of the bus? I mean, it is policy. We played this part.
Yeah,
I mean,
we played it.
Pull it up on YouTube, but that's it. But I know that he read my text because I
You know what we
said
should
exactly.
do? We should do like a little mini documentary, and shoot a mini doc and call it "Where is Stevie Williams?" or Steve Williams.
Where's Steve Williams?
And
Make some shirts.
Yeah.
And we'll stand outside of the thing, and you'll be like, "We're
a
here."
conspiracy?
Yeah, and be like, "We're looking for Steve Williams," and we fucking go. Let's do it.
I'm
Let's do it, bro.
All right, it's in the calendar.
Heard it here.
Tell me when it is, and the
Yeah.
Liberty broadcast will go.
We'll
and
go.
grab
We need to
coverage of
fucking
this.
investigate this
We
shit.
need, first of all, we need to pull up some old clips, of the show where they have Steve Williams. I don't even know if I think they cut all that stuff out. So maybe we
you
can
think they
find them.
Mandela affected?
I don't know,
You think
maybe.
they did the Mandela effect on it and they just sprinkled some dust?
Because he's doing topical news, topical weather stuff, and it changes every single day. So they may not have any. They may cut that stuff out. Let's see, Kevin Clark. I just brewed beer, Hito.
Dude.
It's a Mexican lager with mojito, mint, and lime puree. Maybe you boys play nice. I'll bring some when I brew it again. Woo!
Dude, that sounds amazing.
We'll play nice. We swear. You have to be able to. That's the reason why we can't do seasonal beers because
Well,
it
he
has
would
be
have to
available
give us.
year-round.
He'd have to give us enough for that tasting and a future tasting, but also enough for the time between.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the crucial part.
Give me a little taste. Just give me a little taste.
Because he
in
did give
between.
us like a 6-pack or something to last if he
well-
made it through each of the rounds.
But I mean, he needs to make at least.
What is this
a keg each.
rounds? What is this round?
We're not
Doing the
there yet.
Brew
We
World
don't.
order.
Right, the
all
Brew World Order, I thought is just like you guys taste beers. So you guys are
So-
competing
Oh,
them.
well,
You have like a
this
graph.
Is, this is the Brew
Tell
World
her.
Order tournament of beers. So you have the Brew World Order, which is a nightly event that we all enjoy, or a weekly event.
That's
but then
right.
there's the tournament of beers, which we take all the beers that had a high ranking and we pin them up against each other, and we find what is the top tier beer of all the beers.
When do you do that?
We'll do it in. When did we do it last year? It finished in February, so we were. I think it was in August. Or
Oh, it was
something.
during the election. We're doing it all through the election and all
Yeah,
that.
if you
Yeah.
look, I keep a spreadsheet of all the beers.
We're serious about it.
You got the spreadsheet there.
Oh. I'm like, where?
And
is
so we take the average of that, and then it becomes a. It'll get into a rating
nice.
system,
Man,
and then
you guys are organized.
we'll take the top 16. The top 16 are going to go into a bracket, a 4-on-4 bracket, 8-on-8 bracket, and it will each week we will do one match until
battle
we get down to
royale.
the very end. So it's about 32 shows, right? It goes into 32 or so episodes. It's a long thing. 32? It's not that long. 16. Let's say 16.
Let's say
I think to play through the whole
It's like 4
bracket,
months.
it's like 16 weeks
Yeah.
to play through the whole bracket.
That's a commitment.
Yeah.
I
didn't
like
even
it.
notice
I like it. It's a cool commitment. I
didn't
like
know
it.
that.
I like the logo. I like the music you guys have for it.
It was it'll be our
pretty good.
second one. We're going to do it better this time.
We are.
Power and Light was the first champion of the Brew World Order Tournament of Beers.
That was the one I voted for.
Yeah. It should have been Thirsty Goat. Should have been White Claw.
I
Right-
mean,
right,
White Claw
Kevin?
was a close. That was a close one.
What else? He's
Oh, he got married at Jester King.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He loves Jessica King so much he got married there.
Oh, the
Damn.
event at Hall is so nice.
Wow.
So beautiful. Good job getting married there.
Now I do have some kids, Kevin.
He doesn't want. He doesn't want kids. Why the fuck are we putting Kevin on blast? Kevin ain't even in the fucking
He's all
studio.
like, Kevin don't
And
want
we're
kids for
talking
5
like
years.
we're trying to fucking talk about Kevin's life.
Sorry, Kevin.
I miss you, Kevin. I miss you, buddy.
Now we all know you don't want kids. Sorry.
They started doing.
His girl's there being like, "Wait, what? I
uh,
didn't know."
I'm not gonna say any of that. All right, let's go into some local news.
Some hot
local news.
topics.
1018
Oh, it's
local news.
loco.
Some hot topics.
Austin City Limits iconic backdrop panels are up for auction. Ooh, how about that? This is from KUT 90.5. This is KUT.org. Austin PBS is auctioning off the background used on the music performance TV show Austin City Limits. The 20 panels depicting the city's skyline, including the Capitol and UT Tower, were used on the show's backdrop from 1982 to 2010 and were seen on PBS stations across the country.
Wow.
Well, it's going up for how much do you think it should go for? What would you pay for that?
I'm going to say.
It don't matter because we bought it, as you can see
Oh,
right here.
shit.
Did you see
Where is
this?
it? You
We
guys
bought
did
it.
buy it.
So thank you very much.
Is that the price tag on it?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It was at least $500.
Okay, it says 25, but
Yeah, I put a little tag on.
I was gonna say.
Look like
$1,000, Bob.
Bidding for each panel starts at $500. Auction started Monday and runs until July 22nd. So we'll
Wow.
find out when that happens there. But I just want to do that story because I wanted to have the backdrop there.
No, I love it.
It
It's
makes me
good.
think somebody will put it up like Kramer did in Seinfeld with the Merv Griffin show set. You guys know that episode?
Merv Griffins.
Okay. It must be the old guy.
Dude,
I don't-
you're the oldest one here.
Because I've seen it. We just finished watching all of Seinfeld, so
It's where where Kramer
He's like,
finds
"Don't
the whole Merv Griffin set in like a trash can and then puts it in his living room.
I think I do remember that
And then
one.
he starts living that life where he's like sitting down, people coming and interviewing them. He's like, "What the fuck? There's not even any cameras." It's like, "We'll be right back."
Yeah.
I imagine that's what people would do with this. Put it in the background and then pretend they're
fucking
Willie
pretend.
Nelson or something.
Bro, you know what?
It's
You know what
crazy.
we've been watching? Monk.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson makes a few cameos in that show.
Really?
Yeah, like more than one.
Okay.
I think he's a fan.
King of the Hill. One of the first episodes of King of the Hill is got Willie in it.
Do you know that one of the characters of King of the Hill was based off of Alex Jones?
You know Alex Jones was on this TV station that we're on right now?
It's rarefied air.
All right,
just-
Alex, call in.
Ah,
We're
coming
talking-
right
All
up, you
right,
guys.
give us a
Let's
call.
go.
We got the
Right.
documents,
Call
Joe.
into the
We got the documents, Joe.
Okay, that's enough local news there.
Oh, there you go. We're done for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching the show.
It is loco.
Sorry about that.
Loco
Yeah, we're going on.
news.
I know.
All right, what do you guys want to get into right now?
Kevin says he misses you too, buddy.
I miss that fucker. We must.
Does he have a mustache?
He does have somewhat of a mustache, but he's got that chin hair too, like a fucking.
Oh
I'm just kidding. Should we go into Cuba? What do you guys think, Phil? Should we go into the Texas?
Let's talk about Cuba. Let's fucking talk about Cuba, baby.
I was curious about something
Huh.
before you move out of the local news.
Okay.
Is I saw recently a tweet that Mackenzie Kelly is having some issues with some drama with the Save Austin Now,
Oh, really?
the Matt and Chloe.
Uh-huh.
Save Austin Now. I mean, she tweeted out a GIF of Matt and Chloe doing like a video, but it was
Like
a
having
GIF where
sex?
they're like,
Like blowing each other?
you know, kind of making fun of them. It was weird. She's saying that the city council is the reason why they're cleaning up the homeless camps,
Uh-huh.
and saying that essentially Save Austin Now had nothing to do with it. And so they're obviously taking offense to it. But now they're in see, that's the like GIF.
It's what
It's
is
really
it?
crazy.
Jimmy Flanagan.
Let's see. Oh, someone read it. It says it's almost like once you get elected, you realize that the magical thinking that got you elected was all BS. Must be very frustrating to those groups who still try to grift on that same magical thinking. What is that supposed to mean? What is she?
I guess she's calling them grifters. But so her tweet, it's kind of weird. And so in those comments, Chloe replies back and says something like, "Oh, my hair looks so good that day." You know, it's just a lot of people giving her shit for posting this. You know, like you're childish. Like
People are giving Mackenzie shit for posting this?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but she's retweeting somebody that her opponent is saying, like Jimmy Flanagan is saying that.
Yeah, I know. It's you have to really dig into it. I wasn't sure if you guys had seen it or heard about it. I saw it on Facebook, and then I jumped on Twitter and tried to dive into this rabbit hole.
That was all on those. I'm still part of those groups. I just don't have any of them. I'm not following any of them.
Yeah, I saw you guys had her on the show a couple times.
Yeah, she,
When she was running for this spot, she came on twice,
Yep.
right? It was fun.
But, then her team doesn't think that we're good PR for her, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we're too much on the right,
Yeah.
I guess, even though we're libertarians. up in
Even though
this bitch.
she totally goes and watches videos on Band.video, which I can contest
Oh,
to.
you damn right she does.
Because her people reached out to me about playing one of the videos of the homeless video that we did that was exclusively on Band.video, and they wanted to use a clip for like a news segment or something, because the guy in the video is the same guy that was like with a machete. That she had that story where there was like a machete
Right.
security homeless guy.
Yeah, Machete Bob.
Yeah, so
Machete Bob.
my
I know him.
my my video was of him. You know, it was basically him talking to the camera, and you know, his girlfriend. She's like, "I'm willing to kill," you know. Anyway, she said a bunch of stuff that you probably shouldn't say, and I recorded it because
Why not?
didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, "Here's a camera."
I think I watched that video on.
He's like, here's a camera. Say what you
on
want to
the
say.
show,
She
yeah.
says some crazy.
Yeah,
ass
and
shit.
you know, I'm not up there to.
But, you know,
argue with
yeah, you
people.
know, and
Not that time.
you know, even with Mackenzie, it's like, look, people like us are the ones who are trying to help you and support you. You shouldn't be alienating us. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we're all about bridging the divide. We're libertarians on this show. You know
But
what
who
I mean?
is she? What is she doing? I didn't see anything that was gone against what she's been saying she's trying to do. And what did I miss something?
So I don't know where it was because I just started like looking up random things, but basically they're saying, I don't know if you like Google Mackenzie Kelly, Save Austin Now dispute or something, but they're saying that she's saying that the city council is the reason that they've cleaned up homeless camps. And it's like, actually, who voted to lift the ban,
Right.
you know, to begin with. So it's like, didn't the vote go there to the city council and it happened there, and now the vote went up again, and now
So
we're
wait,
reinstating
she's trying
it.
to take credit for all of it?
Yes,
Is that
yes.
basically it?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even in that tweet, she was saying city council, this and this and that. So I
Not
can
giving
see,
any credit to Save
Yeah.
Austin Now, who
Yeah.
has done a ton of work. They really have.
So you think she's trying to fucking Kanye?
I don't know.
She's trying to Kanye and they Taylor Swift, and she's like, I'm gonna take the mic real quick. Beyonce had the best album.
It's
like-
just unexpected, you know. It's like, I thought they were cool. I
So
thought
what you're
everybody was in the
What
fight
you're
together.
saying on this show is Mackenzie Kelly is acting like a bitch.
I'm trying to say.
Is that what you're saying?
Mackenzie Kelly.
Here we
It's
got
not being cool.
the Wrath Poet. What's the
Hey,
W
White
meaning again?
Power. White Power, Texas.
White Power Texas.
No, he's
Warrior poet.
Warrior Poet. That's right. He says, I met Machete Bob and his girlfriend on January 6th at the Texas Capitol. Interesting fella. He was carrying a shotgun with a shell holder mounted on the side.
That's
What is those eyes? How do you say that?
That's
emoji?
Machete Bob.
That's a
That's
good old Machete Bob.
man. If he ain't got no machete or shells of them, then what is he doing?
Warrior Poet.
Yeah, that guy is not right. He is not right.
The warrior poet?
He was like, I'm ready. Well, Warrior Poet, I don't know you, man, but
I'm ready.
don't be
Fucking
hanging out with Machete.
Warrior poet is one of the homies, man. He's fucking he gets in. You know, he's one of the.
But what's going on with the homeless? I thought they cleared
cleaned
out a
up.
lot.
Yep.
They cleared out a lot.
A lot of it. In front of the library
Would you like
where
some
I always
whiskey?
saw.
Whiskey?
Whiskey?
Yeah, I'll try some.
You know
I'll try
the library, Austin Library, right there. They completely cleared that off.
Yeah.
Big time.
some. Manchaca in South Austin.
Is that getting nice and cleared up?
Oh, yeah, it is cleared up. And it was so bad. I mean, they had pallets like lined up. It was like there was a little store. It was really bad. I posted some video on my Twitter, and so yeah. So I was kind of keeping track of it, and then I woke up one morning and I saw that they cleaned it up, and I had to rewatch the video like 3 times. I was like, that's over there.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I mean, it was so bad. But I've seen more on 71 and South First, which is close to where I live. There is, you know, the turnaround bridge, and
Yeah, they live in
Yeah.
that divider.
they
out
live
down
in
there.
that little corner, and I literally drive that every day.
They got like flags up and like
have flags
they've
up.
done stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now they have all their shit on the outside of that wall, and it's in the little median on the side, you know. I'm like, and I see guys walking over here, and I honk. I'm like, get the fuck out of the way! You're like literally on the on-ramp.
Yep.
You're on the on-ramp with your bike, whatever the hell you're doing. I saw a guy walking on the right side of the median
Yeah.
on the ramp. I
Dude,
was
there's
like,
people who I see crossing the fucking highway.
it's like I'm gonna kill I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill a homeless person on accident,
Yeah.
obviously, and I'm gonna have to
She
live
cut
with
her
that
just
for the
saying,
rest of my life.
Kill a homeless person. I'm gonna kill a homeless person.
I mean, accidentally because
I
they're
know, I
you
know.
know walking in
See,
front of the
Want
car.
to cut the clip out of context.
but
Sorry.
you know, and
Yeah,
and
accidentally.
you know, this is the scary part.
What is?
You know, because I got my conspiracy theories every now and then.
Oh, you do?
You do?
I got
had
my
no
thing
idea.
right. And so there's times where I feel like I remember hearing about this back in the day. There's big money in jails, right? Jails make a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
And most of them are funded by private investors or right, secret investors.
So they say.
And so I remember reading a few things back in the day, almost 10 years ago, and just talking about how they were, they.
Who say?
Who is that?
The elite.
Those guys.
Let's just call them
The
that.
Illuminati?
I
The
can't-
reptiles.
I don't want to say the
Reptilians?
reptile. I'm just say the elite, right? Let's just say that. But that they were going to make a push to make homelessness a crime, so that more homeless people could fill the jail, so that they get more funding.
Okay.
But that once homelessness becomes a crime, then they're going to flood the financial market, so that your regular people end up becoming homeless. And now, since homelessness is a crime, you go to jail as a regular person. I don't know how true that is, but I just think it's weird how there are so many people who now in Austin complain about homelessness and forget that they're people. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the one thing that we have to continue to remember. It's like, yeah, it's annoying, right? I've seen a lot of homeless people take a shit in front of me while I'm riding my one wheel, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'll call them out.
You ever
But
get it on your one wheel and like it scrapes up
No,
and down
dude,
in the
no.
wheel well?
Oh, don't
You see
say
a guy
that.
taking
Clean
a
it
shit,
out.
and you're like,
That's-
you
No,
wrecked.
but I've seen it multiple times. I'm downtown at least 2 or 3 times a week, and so
No big deal.
yeah, I don't like it.
Humble brag.
What?
I'm just,
Is that a bad thing?
But
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Uh-huh.
I have also been down there quite a bit. I went into some homeless camps, into the tents, and
Yeah.
sat on their couches. And
Well, and their
talked with them.
needles, the needles that are there, the fucking, like, of course
They
they're-
don't want the
Yeah.
help. I'm surprised. I heard that 45 people out of 48 people that were in Manchaca went to the hotel. And
Wow.
I'm curious to see how that pans out. Like, are they gonna stay or what's the end goal here? Because the last bunch of homeless people that I talked to said they didn't want that. They don't want restrictions. They don't want
they don't wanna be
people telling them what
domesticated.
to do.
Yeah, they don't want to be domesticated.
And it's because a lot of them are using drugs, unfortunately. And
Well, yeah,
That's
we
not
talked
allowed.
about it on the show about how there are places for them to go. That was always the argument. Well, where are they going to go? Well, there were places, but they refused to go because they have rules like don't get high, don't drink on the site. And so they're like, yo, fuck that. I can go in front of 6th Street over here and
Yep.
pass out in the middle of the street. No one does anything. This is
Nobody
perfect.
cares,
What a
yeah.
fucking
I mean,
life.
over half of them can just go back wherever the hell they came from because Machete Guy has only been in Austin for 4 months. So it's like you guys are just kind of passing by.
Did we
and-
play that video of the cop or somebody that was listening to the Todd and Don show and they saw a cop dropping off a homeless person
Oh
from a
yeah,
different
I remember
county?
that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and like I said, that's
They're
that's
dropping them off here.
that's-
That's
that-
why there's so many.
that's also the terrible thing is that
The Democrats are shipping them in here. They're
No,
shipping
they're
them in.
shipping the illegals in
They're
here.
shipping them
that
in.
too, that too.
It's like we're
Order
already
bringing
full. We can't
New
even
World
take care
Order.
of our own people. It's hard. I don't really know what the solution is, but I mean, I'm there to help. I went to the camps. I met a woman there. I did an interview with her one day. I went down there before they got kicked off of City Hall, saw her again, and she was like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. They're talking about the cops are coming down here tomorrow to arrest everybody. How am I going to go? And she said, my friend told me to come down here because he said it was great and it was a protest. And she said, I'm down here with Little Pedo Alliance and look at them. They're out here doing drugs with the homeless people. What kind of example is that? And she went on and on telling me
Wow.
this, and I recorded her saying
What's
it all.
what's a little pedo alliance?
Little pedo?
Little pedo.
Little
Pedal.
pedo
Hey,
alliance?
why do you think they
Pedo
call him?
alliance?
Why do you think they call him Geppetto?
Little
Oh.
pedo. Pedo.
That's where it comes from?
Oh
see,
shit!
I thought you weren't a conspiracy
I'm
theorist.
just dropping some knowledge. I'm just saying Geppetto. I'm just I'm
You
just
think
throwing
he's
that out
dropping
there.
digits up in Pinocchio?
I'm gonna let Kevin take care of that one. Kevin's got that one.
Oh, boy. Oh,
I don't
boy.
know.
But anyways, going back to what
Ruin
you're
the
saying.
show.
I don't know. I don't know. So I saw her that night, the night before when it was supposed to go down at night, because they told us that, oh, the cops said they're going to come down here, and they didn't really know who we are. But even then, it's not like I was going down there like, let me catch him doing some shit. I was like, what's going on? You know, what is happening down here? And so she was so afraid, and I walked up to a couple of people that were there, and I said, hey, you guys are here to help the homeless, right? And they were like, yeah. You know, they're just leaning back on their phones and shit. And I go, she wants to get out of here. She wants to go back to her old camp, wherever that is. How about you guys get an Uber for her? And they're like, an Uber? And I go, I'll go in on it. I'll go in on the Uber, but, you know, somebody get it for her, you know. And so they were like, okay, if you're gonna help out and pay for it. And I was like, okay, whatever. Well, you're fucking here to help the homeless, and you're not talking to them, you know, helping them or doing anything. And so the guy got her, you know, got an Uber. It was $10. They ended up paying for it, and then we packed all her, you know, smelly, stinky shit into trash bags and loaded it up into the Uber.
Yep.
She got out of there, and the next morning at 8 a.m., the cops were there, and they were with dump trucks.
Well,
You know, her shit would have got thrown for sure.
and how scary is that? Because you know, just even thinking about those people on their phone saying, how, like, virtue signaling in our modern society is so bad. Because people will go to the protests and do the tweets and say the things, but they have no action.
Right.
They don't do anything. They just stand there.
Yeah.
And the people who actually want to help and want to, you know, put you know, their money where their mouth is, we're the ones being said, oh, well, you're the racist.
Yeah,
You're you know, because you think this way and you believe these things, that's why you
Yeah.
guys are the bad ones. But we're the ones who really do want to help these people. We're the ones who are saying, no, like, we want to see you succeed, or we want to help you get better. How can we do it? We don't need to hashtag it. We don't need to get it on camera. But the people who like to virtue signal, they're just there.
Yeah, I
They're
go
just
there and get the coverage, and if I can help somebody, I will. Do I agree with them camping at City Hall? I don't agree with them camping fucking anywhere. I mean, it's just been a total disaster. You know, you used to be able to walk downtown, and yeah, there was homeless people here and there, but now you can't walk downtown because they will approach you.
Yep.
They will walk up to you. I've had homeless people walk right up to me, you know, and it is really uncomfortable.
Dude, the other day I was riding my one wheel by the Driscoll on 6, and out of nowhere I'm seeing this. You know, I was riding around for a while. Sees this homeless skinny white guy walking by himself, and by the Driscoll he runs into all, you know where the Driscoll's at and the Golden Gym and everything. He runs into a group of homeless black guys, and they all just start taunting him and pushing him and, like, you know, just picking on him. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you all are in the same situation. What are you doing, man? And just seeing that is just like, again, you know, not trying to get into Black Lives Matter and all that, but just this, people just feel a whole different way now. You know what I mean? And the energy, that's kind of one reason I've liked about the homeless camps being cleaned out is the energy is kind of clearing up. You know, now that I've been downtown, I see a stark contrast. Like, so many things are more cleaned up. Everything's kind of a little bit better. People are jogging more. You see everybody coming out with their dogs. And now I'm like, okay, this feels a little bit more like Austin, and the energy is changing. But again, we can't allow people to come and tell us how to run our state and our city who are not from our state and our city.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the messed up part, is you're having people from out of town moving over here and then voting for us to change the ways that Texas has been Texas.
Maricon, you did the same thing. You moved here.
From Brownsville, bro.
Yeah.
From the fucking valley, homie.
Hey, people from South, they
Hey, bro. I brought that good fucking fajitas, bro. You know what I mean? I brought that Mexican flavor. Shh, I got the spices, bro. Hey, where you gonna get the tacos from?
You need to make a TikTok where
We're
you
gonna
go
get
into
those
the mirror
tacos
and you're
hookups.
like, first day of moving to Texas. Hey, howdy, y'all. It's my first day moving to Texas. Then you come back in. It's my 6 months in. You got a hat.
Fucking cowboy hat.
How's it going? I'm in Austin,
Can you
Texas.
do that? Can you do that?
I
That'd be
got
good.
shit.
5 years in. You damn Californians coming in and taking in our land, and you guys are changing our laws. I'm from Texas.
We got the documents, Joe. We got the documents.
Are you from, where are you? So you're from Brownsville?
I'm from Texas. He's from California, the
Oh,
motherfucker. Don't be talking
hell.
shit.
I'm
I
not the
should've
one
guessed.
going, hey, I don't want these fucking guys coming here and bringing their California politics. If anything, I brought California politics.
That's why he's mad.
I'm not doing California
I'm
politics.
Texas,
excuse
baby.
me.
Born and raised, son. I got that Texas
You're
blood
not
in me.
Texas.
You fucking cut me and
Brownsville's not
you
Texas.
cut my arm and I bleed red, white, and blue, son.
In the shape of Texas.
In the shape of Texas.
All right, let's see if you bleed red,
Do
white,
it.
blue.
Let's see. Hey guys, I thought this was like a more calm.
Every now and then we like to stab each other, just to make sure that the show stays lively.
So we know that we're still alive.
You make each other bleed your
All
own
right, let's
blood.
get into
Yeah.
some news, you
And
guys.
then we drink it.
Because there's a lot to get into today, and I want to make sure I get into at least the... No. We got to just do the TikToks at Rock, and then on the other side, we're going to...
I love
Have fun.
watching TikToks on accident.
We're going to do TikToks at Rock.
He's been addicted to them.
And we're going to watch them, and then it'll be the end of the show, I think. I think it should take us. But
Are we going to talk about Hunter Biden?
on the other
Okay.
side. On the other side is what we'll do when we're off of the air here. It's 10:40, Channel 10.
What are you
Hope you're
doing tonight?
Hope you're feeling right out
Are
there.
you tucked
Feeling
into
good?
your bed?
Oh,
Yes.
what did I just come into
Hey,
here?
are you listening to the smooth?
All right, so Brendan, are you getting ready for all this?
No.
What are you doing?
He's
he's-
thing on TikTok and it kind of exploded.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
So
wow.
let's keep.
You're
let's
welcome,
keep the good
guys.
times
This
going.
is all about the
I
Liberty
know
broadcast.
the Liberty broadcast going on.
Well, I was hoping that we can get them. We can't patch them into what we're seeing here
Yeah,
for the TikToks.
sadly.
Unfortunately, maybe we can make a video where it
Oh.
does a duo with our stuff. I don't
But
know.
that's where people on TikTok should just go to the YouTube or the Facebook live broadcasting and
live
comment.
on TikTok.
Ooh.
Or y'all could just call us. That works.
Oh yeah.
You can absolutely give us a call. The number is 830-875-0637.
Let me see.
That is
There's a
correct.
delay
Right down over there.
Yeah,
over here.
What do I do? I wanted to do the
So,
TikToks,
yeah,
so maybe we won't do the TikToks right now.
No, let's.
On the other side?
What are we gonna be? Are we gonna talk about the dirty dicking on the DoorDash driver?
What?
That one's funny.
Yeah, we were talking about dirty dicks.
Ooh.
You tell me, Brandon.
I missed that TikTok.
What was-
you want to
see-
do the TikToks now?
Los. Wait,
I
what?
think we should save the TikToks for
Ooh, they're
for the other
juicy.
side.
Okay.
Let's do
You know, make people wait for them.
Let's do it.
All right. So sorry I made you guys all wait here. My bad.
Just kidding. TikToks aren't happening right now.
Not right now.
My bad.
Coming soon.
Okay. Let's go into. Do we have enough time for communism in Cuba?
Of course we do,
Communism,
man.
Caribbean, in Cuba. All right. So I wanted to know what is going on. You guys know you've heard there's protests in Cuba.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah, because COVID, right?
Yeah.
We're told, they're not getting their vaccines.
Well,
and they're
Pisaki said
pissed.
it's COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Pisaki. That's right. She did say that.
Pusaki.
So they're super pissed, And I wanted to go. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm not. I don't know any
Orale.
Cubans or anything.
Orale.
So I wanted to find out. So I just typed in, "Hey, what's going on in Cuba?" And so it gave me this
Cuba.
here. This is you have to say it right if you're gonna say Cuba.
Cuba.
It's like Cuba Gooding Jr.
Cuba, Cuba, Cuba.
You don't think he likes? Hey, Cuba.
Cuba.
Hey, Cuba. Come
I think
over
he
here.
does, bro, because he's black.
It's Cuba. Hey, I'm from Cuba.
Hey, I'm from
Cucumber.
Oh,
Cucumber.
it's Italian?
I pity the fool,
No,
right?
cucumber.
Fucking-
I'm
yeah.
from Cuba.
Cuba. And now it's
biggity bop
Mario.
in the boob.
It's me, Mario.
It's me. I'm from Cuba.
I'm
It's
from
me,
Cuba.
Mario. This comes from apnews.com.
Wait, is that fucking Joe Exotic? Damn. I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with anything.
Court orders shorter sentence for Tiger King, so he should hopefully get out of jail soon.
I hope so, man. I miss that mullet.
I do
For
not keep up
hiring
with
a
any of that.
hitman to try to kill that goddamn bitch, Carol Baskins.
Carol
I
Baskins.
thought one of them were dead. I swear, I thought one of them were
Only
dead,
one that's
and
dead
that
is
was
Carol
the story.
Baskin's
Like
husband.
somebody got eaten.
Can I just say,
So her husband, right, got eaten.
Tiger King.
No one knows what happened to the husband.
Tiger King,
He
Carol
mysteriously died.
Baskins is a microcosm story of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. That's all I'm gonna say.
Who is Tiger King though?
You just gotta watch the documentary
watch it.
Oh,
on
that's
Netflix.
that's a commitment.
Yeah.
It's only
But-
3 episodes.
Netflix.
Yeah, you'll kill it in at least 17 hours.
3 episodes, about an hour long.
I don't have time for that. But Tiger
I got
King.
plenty of time to watch me some TV. You know what I'm saying? Woo! Love me that TV.
TV, yeah, but
You mean
Tiger
the
King.
television programming because they're programming your brain?
All right, let me read this from AP. You guys are getting us off tracky here. The street protests that erupted over the weekend in Cuba were the biggest, at least since a quarter century ago, when then President Fidel Castro. That's not
Hey!
Che Guevara, but that's Earl.
Bro,
I wanted to wear it today.
Shit,
and
I thought that was you.
Well, you do have a Jason Lee type.
Be funny if
look.
I did have a picture of me on
Jason
there.
Lee is one of my all-time favorite actors.
Let's see. When then President Fidel Castro personally went into the streets to calm clouds of thousands furious over dire shortages that gripped the island following the collapse of the Soviet Union, which had long backed its socialist ally. What are the protesters demanding? Well, you see, many expressed anger over long lines and shortages of food and medicines,
Of
as
course
well
they
as
did.
repeated electricity outages. Yeah.
It
That
was that
seems bad.
guy. It's that guy that went to Walmart. That
Yeah.
Cuban
Yep.
guy that went to Walmart,
What?
and he was like, "Oh my god, look at these tomatoes! Look at these boxes of food."
Like he goes and comes out and he's like, "Holy shit! Look at this! What? No, mac and cheese?
I was still making him Italian. What is he over there?
Mac and cheese? Look at this! I'm from Cuba.
yeah.
Look at me.
What is this with this
I
mac
don't
and cheese?
And look at these cherry tomatoes. They
What
look
this is?
like
I don't know what this is. Where'd you get this from? This is what's this? A beer? This is not goat piss?
So
Now he's Russian.
So what the media is saying is because of COVID, right?
Well,
But-
they recently had to admit
It's a
Psaki had to
failed
a
ideology.
fail, and Biden and Psaki both said the same thing. You know,
Yeah.
it's a failed
A
communism.
failed ideology. So it's kind of a win. It's
Ideology.
like they finally said something that listen. When everyone goes,
Yeah.
what's something that you
Oh,
can,
they
that you like
hated it.
about Biden? You're like, well, he did admit that communism is a failed ideology.
Yeah, and their insides just caught fire inside. How did they get
Yep.
that out? I'm gonna put it on a button for the Liberty broadcast.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna have a little sound
and
of
it's one of
them
those
saying
things-
it.
like how often did they not want to do that? Like how often, not just through the last few months or the last year, but even through the when they're looking for a Democratic president, like they kept avoiding Marxist talk or Stalinist talk or this kind of speech, this Marxist speech.
You had to
And-
push them into the corner. You
Yeah,
know?
and
they-
that's what it took. It took Cuba going through this for them to be like, I guess we got to say it now.
right. She avoided it the first time that they asked her.
Damn.
You know, she's like, "It's COVID,"
Yeah.
and now she's like, "Actually."
Well, and that's the other frustrating thing is how the media, now I got so pissed off. We didn't talk about this last week, but the fucking vax that thing up. That backs that thing up, dude. I got so, dude.
You guys did not cover that. That
No.
was so.
Dude, I
cringe.
was one of the best Juvenile fans, man. Me and Juvie was one of the first motherfuckers I fucked with early on in the day. And when I saw Vax that thing up, I was like, Juvie,
I know.
how much did they pay you, bro,
So
to do Vax that thing
They
up?
did pay him, but is that bad?
They paid him in
Would you
Vax.
not do that?
And Vax is
Bro, you
Hell
just sold
no.
out, homie. You
I
just
would
sold
not
out to
do
the
that.
game.
I wouldn't do that.
You sold out.
Man, that thing was a hit, and now I
Yeah.
can never hear it again.
And so, but even that, and then
They sound like
but-
freaking Puritans.
But even going to Jen Psaki,
Where's your guys' little white hoods?
But Jen Psaki is over here saying, "Oh yeah, we're
not like
partnering."
that, like bonnets.
we're
I
we're
mean,
par-
like pointy
yeah,
heads.
no, yeah.
but she's saying we're partnering with NASCAR and all these other things because they want to target like the
The
fucking the
rednecks.
hillbilly community.
Yeah.
And so you see, there's a lot of vaccine hesitancy, and they're making it seem that it's because of Facebook and not because the government has fucked up year after year, vaccine after vaccine, treatment after treatment, right? When you look at what they did with the AIDS testing with black people, when you see what the government did in fucking Africa and all these other places, how they've done things for vaccine and medical reasons, and it ends up screwing up the fucking population. And that's mainly the black and brown community. That's why we don't trust you.
That's why they don't. That's why they're targeting, the POCs, because we already know, if we look at what's happened in the history, it kind of tells you what is going on, and that's why they're like, oh no, actually that's a community that's suppressed, and they need us, and they can't find a copier at Kinko's, and they don't know how to use computers because they're black
Yeah,
or brown or whatever, and that's not the case.
And that's the racism, right?
Yeah,
the
that's the racism.
Yeah.
Soft bigotry of
Yeah.
low expectations.
Exactly. Oh, they don't know better because they're black and brown.
They can't get voter ID because because black people don't know how to get ID.
But you know what?
They're
They could,
dumb.
they could fucking
They're
order
basically dumb.
they could order Domino's pizza and Church's chicken on their phone.
Well, yeah, but they can't get an ID.
Yeah, that's a different story.
You know, come on, man. There's like
When-
no place. Where do you think they're supposed to go? To go to the DMV? They got jobs to go to.
Hey, I'll contest right here. Like, it's fucking so hard to prove to the DPS who you are and where you live for terms of, in my specific case, getting a CDL, because mail, my ID, birth certificate, all that shit is still not enough to prove to them who I am.
Yep.
So,
But
so
yet
what are you gonna do?
But
now?
yet you're not gonna make people show ID to vote.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Come the fuck on. Like, it was such a fucking set of hurdles I had to jump through to get a CDL versus, like, to vote.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we'll talk about voting in a little bit. I think on the other side, we got 10 minutes left, but we should get finishing with Cuba. Most importantly,
Yes.
So what's going on there? Perhaps they got internet a few years ago, and they're like, "Holy shit!" You know, look at the world around us.
John
These
McAfee.
watermelons.
And you'll
John
get,
McAfee's a motherfucker.
We've got an embargo there, but we still send medicine and food there. Most importantly, we still hook them up, even though you're not
Right.
really supposed to, you know, fuck around with the Cubans.
Well, it's because they give us cigars, bro.
But you know, what I thought was weird.
It's a good trade.
Is all the defense that we were hearing, which we'll get into in a second, all the defense for the Cuban government. And then I thought about these protesters and what happens when you're in a communism government, a communist government, and you dissent. What happens? They disappear. So once you go to number, I didn't even number these. Once you go to this one right here, I usually number them. Well, I don't usually. I try to number.
I don't know if I send y'all that one of this,
This one?
Mexican lady talking.
No,
this
protesters are disappearing.
This
right here.
this Cuban lady talking it was on TikTok, and she was over here saying like they took my son and they beat him because he
You know,
was
this
saying
is
and
this
that.
is funny because me and my boss were talking about this the other day, and it's like, yeah, these people who were arrested by a communist regime, they're not alive anymore.
No.
And people say that we have it bad and people are oppressed and we live under a dictatorship. No, the fact that you can say that and still wake up the next day proves that we're not. Like,
They
these
got lower
people
crime
are not
rates.
alive anymore.
Yeah, no.
Hey, they got lower crime rates, and their literacy is.
Yeah, because they just
And the
bus.
bus, never mind. I forgot the buses run on time.
The buses run on time, and everyone gets food. I mean, it's not a lot of food, but they get food.
And again, the frustrating part is when they're saying, but Donald Trump was a dictator.
Oh, it's worse than Hitler.
That man was a Hitler.
Well, that-
Hitler
yeah.
looked good in his shadows.
Well, it's obviously because they were right. He is Hitler. Let's watch this video right here, because obviously Donald Trump was a bad
Yeah,
man.
Donald Trump was a bad dude.
Go ahead and play it.
Was
yeah.
he corn pop?
He was a real bad dude.
Almost a week on, their families have no idea where they are or in what condition. Every day, new faces are added as people exploit a few minutes of internet access to get their appeals out.
Right now, we had a lot of friends missing, disappeared.
What is she saying?
Right
Solvik
now,
Font was detained at this
people are
protest.
disappeared.
She says it was
People are
peaceful
disappeared.
until plainclothed police officers arrived.
It's a super
11
spreader
of her
event,
friends
man.
were dragged away.
Yeah.
She was arrested and is now under surveillance. But she's determined to speak of what drove her and others
Freedom,
to the
is that what
street.
they're chanting?
We have tried to say we had a lot of problems, and the state had to answer to us, and the state had to change because we are in misery.
The sudden uprising took authorities by surprise. The level of violence they unleashed to suppress the crowds surprised the demonstrators. Officially, one person died. Those now released from custody believe many more
They're
did.
like, and here he is. He's dead. See him?
Ha habido mucha violencia, la policía ha matado
There have been a lot
personas,
of police violence. The
Eh,
police have
ha matado
killed
personas
people.
a golpes físicos, ha matado
They've killed
personas
people with
usando
physical
su,
blows. They've killed people using their
usando su
weapons.
arma.
Henry Constantin is a journalist who remains in detention.
All right.
His mother, living in Miami,
I think
fears
it's just
he
scary,
and his
right? I
colleagues
mean,
will now
imagine
face
if that
long
happened here in America. Just if they start taking protesters away, just know that our freedom prevents that. Our Constitution prevents the kind of bullshit that these people have to live live through every day.
Well, you say think about it, but isn't that what's going on with January 6th and what they're doing with a lot of the people and making them sign waivers that is pretty much making them not speak?
It is an image of me on my shirt. There you go.
Yeah,
Los Guevara.
January 6th really pisses me off.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everybody, or a lot of people definitely, but I have a friend who actually was there, and he's going through a real hard time right now. And
A real hard time.
It's going through a real hard time right now.
You have
and
ever
I
seen
can
a
tell
hard
you
time? It's the
that
greatest hard time.
Jaden X has made over $100,000 probably from being right next to him with the same exact footage. And this guy is a piece of shit.
Yep. Jaden X is over here making motherfucking money.
Making money and not even having to deal with
Getting
the
paid-
shit
getting paid
that
by
my
Uber.
friend-
Mick Murray's a piece of shit.
Getting paid by Uber.
All
Jaden
right.
X.
So BLM chimes in about this whole Cuba thing here, and I wanted to read this straight from the Instagram of Black Lives Matter trademark.
They have a check mark, so it's real.
That's right, check mark and a trademark. Black Lives Matter condemns the U.S. federal government's inhumane treatment of Cubans. What?
What?
And urges it to immediately lift the economic embargo. This cruel and inhumane policy, instituted with the explicit undermining Cubans' intention of destabilizing the country and undermining Cubans' right to choose their own government. I skipped the whole line there. Is at the heart of Cuba's current crisis. Since 1962, the United States has forced pain and suffering on the people of Cuba by cutting off food, medicine, and supplies, costing the tiny island nation an estimate $130 billion. Cutting off food and medicine and supplies, they do give them that. What? Without money, it's harder for Cuba to acquire medical equipment needed to develop its own COVID-19 vaccines and equipment for food production. This comes in spite of the country's strong medical care and history of lending doctors and nurses to disasters around the world. Oh, how about that? Oh,
2
more
minutes.
of it?
How fucking stupid is that?
The people of Cuba are being punished by the U.S. government because the country has maintained its commitment to sovereignty and self-determination.
When was this posted? Was this?
Literally, what,
2 days
yesterday?
ago.
2 days ago? Yeah.
Yeah, 2 days ago they thought they're wrong. Are they going to come back and?
No, they probably won't. They probably won't come back.
Actually, we were wrong.
Yeah. No, I don't think they would ever admit they were wrong.
No, yeah.
Black Lives Matter is this thing that says, no, we're not wrong. You're the one that are wrong. You need to come over and see things the way we do.
Black Lives Matter just drives me crazy.
Black Lives Matter.
This is the girl, the Little Pedal Alliance. I said, what do you guys need here? What do you need? Like, if you need water, what do you need?
Children, they're little
She said,
pedos.
flags.
Flags?
I said, oh, flags. That's what you need for the homeless is flags. Okay. What kind of flags?
Gay pride.
Anything that's like Black Lives Matter, gay pride. And I was like, really, that's going to help the homeless.
1 minute.
For you to
How?
have Black Lives Matter and pride flags out here.
Yep, Target's doing their job.
All right, so hey, we got 1 minute left. We're going to continue on the other side here. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. Yeah. The other side is going to consist of all sorts of fun stuff. If you're joining us on Channel 10, you could hop over to Facebook and find us on Emergency Exit Podcast. We're also on TikTok as well. If you'd like to do the swiping up or swiping right to look at the profiles.
Yeah. Or swiping down.
Swiping down. What do you do with swiping down?
Oh,
It's
no,
like going
swipe.
back if you want to go back.
I have no idea. I never swipe down.
I swipe down in case I missed a heart. I want to make sure to save that heart. I get that heart. Anyways, be sure to catch us next week. We are not going to be here.
Yeah.
So we'll run a rerun. So we'll see you guys next
We're
week.
not.
Be cool, stay hip, and get yourself a hobby like fly a kite or something. Fuck.
Black Lives Matter.
Or check out the Liberty broadcast.
That
All
too.
right. We are back. This is the other side. Well,
Break on through
This is the
to
other
the
side?
other side.
we are on the other side.
Officially.
Welcome
All
to
right.
the
Oh,
other
you
side.
No
close
rules
it.
now.
Close
Sucking ass,
stuff up.
bitches ass, trick ass, hoe ass.
Oh, you could have said all that. You could have said all
Pussy
that.
ass.
Oh, yeah.
What
My
is,
bad.
what is, were you doing a song, right?
I think so. I can't remember.
Chicken, bitches.
Bitch
All right.
ass, hoe ass.
Let's go ahead and we'll hop. Communism. This prompted me to try to look up that guy that was a friend that was on the show at one point, and I had questioned him on something, and he like deleted me off Facebook, banned me off Facebook, but I still had him on my Instagram, and I looked for him today, and he had
WP Texas?
not WP Texas, a communist guy, and like I read some of his stuff.
Communist guy.
Yeah, he's a commie.
What was his name? Was it Communist guy?
I don't want to name him.
Okay.
I don't want to give him anything.
We don't do that in the show.
But he was on the show once.
We don't recognize
the Dr.
terrorists.
Carrier episode. Which is funny we call him Dr. Carrier because he's not like a medical doctor or anything. And you know what? He defended that Dr. Jill thing too.
Oh,
it's like,
no.
yeah, she's a doctor. And I'm like, oh, no. And then I remember I call him doctor too. And I'm like, well, he's not a medical doctor. You can still be a doctor, but it's kind of a dick move if you insist people call you
it is.
doctor when you're not an actual doctor.
That's when you know you have an ego problem.
Yeah. Excuse me, it's doctor.
Fake doctor, fake president.
Yeah, you know,
whatever.
Fake president.
Fake everything. Right.
Hey, don't get us banned.
Fake artist.
What? I thought we were all free to say whatever we want.
Fake
Well,
artist.
we're still under the YouTube gods.
Oh,
Can I
yes.
just say fake?
This is for entertainment
right?
purposes.
Fake doctor, fake president, fake artist.
Oh yeah, fake. Oh my
Fake
god.
world.
What the fuck is
I thought
what is he
that
selling?
was like a fake, just a fake news. I thought that was just
Well,
some
doesn't
fake
it
news, and I
sound
see
like-
him with a straw.
Doesn't this like sound just like
He's probably
a way for
sipping on
them?
cocaine.
It just sounds like a way for them to be able to give money, donate money in such an easy way because art is so subjective.
Yep.
That who are you to say that doesn't cost that much?
And you know
You're
that
like, well, yeah, that's
you know
exactly
the White
why we
House.
did it.
The White House is keeping the
The White
buyers.
House?
Is keeping the buyers private.
Guess who's buying his
Keeping the
shit?
virus private?
Guess who's buying it?
Who's buying it?
His daddy.
Oh,
He's buying it under anonymous. Biden is buying his
I'm
son's
buying-
artwork.
Those
Just like a
my
good
boy-
daddy.
Those
My boy's a
Biden
good
bucks.
boy.
The Biden
The
bucks.
Biden bucks.
You know, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's a who?
He's the smartest. What did he say? He's the smartest person I know.
Yeah, he's the smartest person I know. And he who?
Look, me and Mantis
Yeah,
Toboggan.
yeah,
Me
yeah.
and Mantis Toboggan. We're gonna run the country.
Me?
He's a
Hey.
clean black man.
He's clean.
He's clean. He smells good.
And this
Well,
country's
son of
gonna
a
get burned
bitch.
down by hoods.
Well, son of a bitch, he can paint.
Well,
He
son
can
of a
paint. He can paint. He can stroke that brush.
Son of a bitch, he can blow into
Right.
that straw
Let's
Right.
go
pretty
into
good.
ti-
Right,
TikToks.
he can stroke that brush other than stroking that dick, and he can blow that straw rather than blowing that.
All
cock.
right, get all your laughs out now, Brandon. I want you to be sure to keep an eye on these two and make sure they don't laugh. All right. We're gonna
He-
see who can last through these without
right.
laughing the
Is this
most.
a comp?
Hold on, hold
We're
on.
about to go on a
Competition.
comp right now.
Yeah.
You guys didn't prepare
These
me.
are Los's top-notch TikToks that rock. I hope you guys can see these okay.
man.
All right. Oh, wait, don't start it
Hold
yet.
on, I'm getting my laughs out.
All right, so you're gonna have to get your what's it called face, your game face on. Don't laugh, even if you smile.
What? I smile.
No
all the
smiling
time.
either. This is you
Hold
gotta
on.
look like sad and somber.
Let me think of something really depressing.
Think
real
about
quick.
them. They're impeaching Donald Trump again for the third time. He's not even in office right now. It's the fifth time. You're like,
Why are you cracking jokes right now?
all right, here we go. This is number 1 of 10. We'll see how well you guys do.
Oh, do I need to be keeping track
You
of this?
keep
maybe?
track of them. Too.
Okay,
Just make
Is
it.
it cool if I do this? Like, you don't have to wear a mask if you drink.
You
you
may
don't
spit
laugh.
out. You may
You
spit
don't
out
laugh.
your whiskey.
Oh shit.
These are too funny. These are deemed too funny for TikTok.
These are the band TikToks.
All right, here we go. And I'm watching David and Rachel.
All
Damn it,
right.
don't say my
Like
name,
a
bro.
hawk.
I was in the zone. dude.
Like a
Say-
Don't say my name, bro. You know that's my laugh
And we're
trigger.
starting. Let's go. You ready? Here's number 1. Couple swinging over a cliff.
You are a sick man if you think that's funny.
All right. I think they passed that one. Good.
All right.
Okay. Now you guys
Got
passed that
that
one.
one.
Very
This
good.
is the funniest shit you could find, really. That's where we're at.
Hey, there's 10 of them. You got to start a little easy. I don't want to desensitize you so quickly.
A little easy.
Get you a little easy. All right, so
you gotta ease it in.
we've got number 2. This is a cat.
Okay.
Oh, I love cats.
And you guys ready for this?
This might actually make me laugh.
And here we go.
So
Okay.
TikTok came out with this great filter where it shows what your animal's thinking about. What are you thinking about, huh? Oh! So TikTok came out with this great filter where it shows
I would
what
say
your
that kinda
animal's
smart.
thinking about. What are you thinking about, huh?
All right, I think
All right, I think
that
very
they
good.
passed that one.
Yeah, very good.
And
very good.
also, I need to get that filter. I have 2 cats.
George Bush.
I think you have to actually type it in. It doesn't actually do that. Like that one where it shows like the celebrity one. It shows you what
So
celebrity. you look
TikTok
like.
came out with this
Just click
great
on it,
filter
you have to
where
download your own. I think you fucking around. All right, here's number 3, Grandma Pongs.
We can't laugh at anything you say because we don't want to lose.
Okay, good. Don't laugh at me. Laugh at the videos. Do we have some sound?
Yeah, I got to push a lot of buttons over here to
pushing
get
a
all
lot of
this shit
buttons.
Look,
doing.
man,
so
you're giving a-
you've
you're
gotta-
putting a lot of
you've-
pressure on
You've
this
got to
man.
give me like a little bit longer than that.
Okay, sorry. Take it easy.
He's gonna it's that sour beer is getting to
Take
him.
it easy.
That's David. He gets.
Oh, I feel like I saw a half smile from Rachel though.
Hold on.
It's hard not to smile.
Hold on.
Nature.
I think Rachel's good.
This
But
bitch
I
went.
think we definitely got David.
This bitch went.
Got David. All right.
Hold on. Can I just say I chose to laugh on that one? I voluntarily chose to laugh on that
Can
one.
I laugh at him saying that?
Because-
The game is try not to laugh.
Because
If you laugh, you tried not to laugh.
but that's not good content. They want to see us laugh. You know what I mean? And
Oh, it's getting better.
And so
Tell us in the comments if you want to see us laugh.
so this lady over here, this lady over here is like, meh.
All right.
Just go. Okay, no more laughing.
Oh wait, well we're not
wow.
ready just yet. So concentrate yourself. David, you're down 1. You're down. You have -1, and we only go minuses. We've got this one.
Wow.
I think we're ready to go. This is number 4.
All right, blind reaction to this video my dad just sent me. Okay, let's see here. So we got a glove. Oh no. Dad, you sick son of a bitch. That's way too easy. They're clearly gonna trace the glove and draw a turkey with it. Just like the good old days, huh? Good, clean family fun. Cut the top off. R.I.P. that turkey, hey! Add the water to the turkey for the waterway, and they say turkeys are dry. Only when my mom's cooking. Sorry, Darlene. All right. Don't remember this process of the drawing turkey. And then... Oh, I don't think that's a turkey. All right, blind reaction to this video my dad just sent me. Okay, let's see here. So we got a glove.
All right, David,
no.
that got you.
You laughed before, and I laughed because I know how funny it is, and it made you laugh.
Is that something for them to like?
I think it's. I don't know.
Is this like a jack off equipment?
That's not a turkey.
It's just that's why you guys get it and you think it's funny. 'Cause
No,
I'm
I
confused.
saw Los laugh, and that made me
You
laugh.
guys can't even keep.
Woo! All right, David, you're down 2. What's going on here, man?
You made me laugh on the second one.
Yeah, I've got this really good one. This is one of my absolute favorites, and it's a classic. So you may have seen this, or you may defeat this one. But this dude definitely wants to fight. Check it out. Does he live a little bit, or does it cut off the top of his head there a bit?
Just the fist bump. What was up with the fist bump?
They're just bros. This is what you do whenever you know you're gonna get your ass kicked in a fight.
He opens up his eyes so much, like he's like, "What the
No,
fuck
that fist bump was a. What the fuck was that?
Obviously, he's.
Yeah, don't go back to that screen there. Okay, so
You were out of control.
That's a beta. That's a beta male.
that
right
one's
there.
got you laughing right away.
Because that's a beta male.
That one got
I
you
laugh.
laughing
I
right
laugh
away.
at beta males all the time.
Well, he's probably very, very.
I want to
high.
give a laugh, but I want to give it on a good one.
Nah, I'm.
All right, David,
I'll
you're
laugh.
down 3.
I'll laugh at whatever now.
No, don't. You.
Don't do that. Don't do
All right.
I'm already laughing.
This was the next TikTok I thought was very funny. This is Racist Ants.
This is my most racist ant colony. Yeah.
Bro, ants can't be racist. What do you look? Here's one right now. Hey, little ant guy, nigger.
This is my most racist ant colony.
Pretty
Yes.
close.
All right.
You got me a
ants can't
little
be
close
racist.
there.
It's not that
with the-
All right. Thank you for
That's
that
a
one.
pretty good one. I'm gonna have to.
Ants are not racist, of course. All right, this one
I think it's pretty good, but it's not gonna make you laugh. It doesn't make me laugh. I just think it's a cool.
Well,
TikTok.
the first one didn't make me laugh at all. It made me. I don't know who you are.
I thought it was funny.
That their swing broke. Did they fall off the cliff?
I hope they didn't.
died.
That's all fake.
They died.
It's all fake.
No, they died.
It's fake news. All right, this is if Hit Me Baby Blues.
What if Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney Spears was a blues song?
Maybe if he just did an instrumental version of it, I can get down with that.
Yeah, the singing was good.
That was more like
the singing was good, but it's exactly like he's like trying to sound like Britney Spears.
That's more like he's trying to be like Santana.
All right,
you know what I mean? He's trying to be Santana.
This
not
next
blues.
one is it's part of a style of comedy I like on TikTok where the comedy happens, boom, boom, boom. It's fast, and then it's abruptly, and then the video's over.
Okay.
This guy makes a ton of these type of videos. I found this one particularly very funny to me.
This is my husband.
All right.
I used to ask him to shave his beard, although I think he always wanted one.
Makes sense.
I couldn't stand the feel of it on my neck. Instant flashbacks of my stepfather raping me.
What?
This is my husband.
All right.
I used to ask him to shave his beard, although I think he always wanted one.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What?
What?
I tell you, that's just funny to me. I don't know what it is.
Are you in tears?
I feel like an asshole laughing at that.
But this guy's crying about it.
Oh yeah, what a little bitch.
I think it's hilarious. All right, this one. Whoo, we're at number 9. I think you lost, David, but
but I lost on purpose.
Sorry, I'm gonna laugh at everything now.
Look, as I'm just being hospitable and letting our guest win.
Wait, how many more are there?
2
5.
more.
And how many down are you?
7.
What?
I have no idea. I lost count after 3.
Just watch.
But I chose to laugh those 4, so I'm really winning.
Listen to the seamlessness of the way she changes languages. This is a good one.
Te quieres, hijo de puta perra ropa madre. Honoré, hijo puta. Estás chingándome, fucking dumb, fucking punk ass, fucking little wannabe bitch. Fuck you, punk little bitch.
She fucking went
That's a great reaction.
She went from Selena to Nicki Minaj, bro.
Fucking bitch.
Well, because when she woke up, she was in her natural state of mind, which is Spanish.
Yep.
And then she was like, "Oh, you're recording? Let me translate this for you,
Yep.
motherfucker, because that's how pissed off I am. I'm giving it to you in 2 languages."
Yep.
I like her.
Yeah.
And last but not least is my man, Austin Nasso. Nasso.
Not Assos.
And he's got the best, I must say, it is the best Donald Trump you've ever heard. Go ahead.
I hate to say it, but Mexico is incredible. They have fantastic views, wonderful stews, and delicious booze. You wouldn't believe it. Have you ever heard of taco? It is so incredible. It's mouth-watering. I love the people. Pina coladas. We're going to be opening all the borders immediately, tearing down the walls, and we're going to be creating a slip and slide from Mexico to the U.S. I hate to say
That's
it,
good.
but
Heard of this thing, taco?
That's good. I'll take a hit for that one. I'll
That
take a hit for you, Trump, because I know you're watching.
That was a good one. Yeah, Trump loves our show.
Final score.
That's why we continue to get banned off of TikTok, because Trump watches us all the time.
Yeah, well, I have the problem with Alex Jones. Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
Final score: David -5.
Jeez.
But-
Rachel -1.
See, but I
You
chose
What do I
those
win? What do I
5.
You just win.
Oh,
Bragging rights.
I like
bragging
it.
rights, you know.
You were so easy though.
But I chose to lose those 5 times. So
Okay,
I'm
man.
really, so
We
I'm
get
really,
it.
I'm really winning. I'm really winning.
All right.
We should make videos where it's try not to laugh, but TikTok videos.
I
before
saw.
it happens.
I wish that because I'm not like really super familiar with TikTok. I have a TikTok. Obviously, the video I added was my magnet video, and it got taken down. So
Of course.
So anyway, I have a TikTok. So last night, for the first time, I get on TikTok. I cast it to our huge TV, and me and Adon and a friend of ours are watching videos, and I'm just like, whatever. It's like the most TikTok I've ever watched in my life. And I find the funniest video of this, like, you know, healthy, extra healthy Mexican woman, and she's like doing this dance on her dude. She's like, don't. Like, I don't know. It was hilarious. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
You definitely will want to put this in because I watched it like 10 times. I was laughing every time.
She was a thickie.
Hilarious. I think she was like 58 million
Maybe
views
if
on
you
that
can gather
video.
10 of them, we can do a try not to laugh. I want to try to get in on that because it's going to be hard
it's
for me not to laugh.
hilarious.
I love these. I love the funny videos on TikTok.
But that's how you save them? You put a heart on them?
Yeah, you just put a heart and then you can go to your profile and then look at your liked stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. I should have liked it. No,
Or you could
it's
save it on
lost
your
in the
phone.
matrix now.
It's gone now. All right, let's go to this click here. This link here. This is a little combination of what I like to call all teachers are bastards, ATAB, and also CRT. So we're going to be doing CRT and ATAB, CRT, ATAB.
Oh,
I gotta
teachers
go.
are bastards.
So you've heard this. Critical race theory is not taught in schools. This is why we're fighting for it. We want it to be
We
taught
just
in
won.
schools.
We just won on it. We just got to wait for these Democrats to get back to shoot it down.
Well, we'll see how that goes too, right? They bailed out of here. So I go to the media Newsbusters, Media Research Center, and their Newsbuster division. These guys are great. You guys know about them. I played them many times on here. And so this is about the lie that we're told, the media cover up of what critical race theory is. So go ahead and play this first video because this is how dishonest the media's framing of critical race theory is. And we're going to watch this MRC's latest explainer video below. Hello, explainer
The
video.
media really wish that the whole debate over critical race theory would just go away.
State after state, Fox News and Republicans, conservatives have whipped up a moral panic about so-called critical race theory.
This is just the latest outrage device over at Fox, is it not?
A bad faith effort by Republicans to make critical race theory a wedge issue.
By the way, critical race theory is enormously useful. It's a graduate level construct. It's not taught in K through 12.
And again, it is not being taught in grade schools.
No one is teaching critical race theory K through 12.
Just to be clear, can you just repeat it? It is a law school test. What is critical race theory?
What is critical race theory? I suspect it's not as major an issue as we've made it out to be in the media.
What even is critical race theory? Nobody knows. It's too high level. What is anything? Seriously, it's like they're scared to admit it even exists. And did I hear Chris Hayes say so-called critical race theory? Chris, the right didn't come up with that name. The academics you're defending did. You see what they're doing here, right? They're basically defining critical race theory as this extremely niche, high-level academic theory so they can claim that kids aren't learning it in school. But they can define it however they want, but to the average person, critical race theory is a catch-all term for all the familiar 1619 Project type ideas. White privilege, institutional and structural racism, the idea that America is inherently racist, you get the idea. Are kids being taught that in school? Absolutely, unequivocally, yes. Joy Reid may not think so, but the teachers sure do.
Racism is systematic. So it's impossible to be systematically racist to white people in an American society.
Teaching that systemic racism exists isn't in itself a racist practice. That is the first step toward healing, which this country desperately needs.
I am part of the equity and racial justice team at my school district and have been mentoring students of color who have been leading these changes in our district. They have
Using my
implemented
privilege.
new curriculum that is unwhitewashed.
These children's quote-unquote history books are so problematic. When kids learned about the American Revolution, we learned about one black man on the front of the book and everybody else in here is white. Even though I'm a kindergarten teacher, I am very active in education reform.
Yeah, I'm sure they retain a lot of knowledge in kindergarten.
Let's have a hot take on education.
They do.
Let's talk about how schools marginalize African American students.
There is going to be a right side of history and a wrong side of history.
Trump is
when
wrong.
When you stay out of it, you're on the wrong side.
Huh. Sure sounds like they're talking about critical race theory. Maybe Chris can have one of them on his show to explain to them how that's not actually what they're doing. Until that happens, though, consider doing your own research into what a bunch of suits on TV try to tell you about the world. And, hey, maybe consider skimming through your kids' textbooks when they get home from school. Also, we don't usually do this, but big shout out to the Twitter page Libs of TikTok.
Yeah,
they're the ones who
TikTok,
found all those
y'all.
horrifying clips of
Check that
teachers.
out. Check that shit out. So we all those videos we play of all teachers are bastards in the previous segments of we played most of those, by the way. Not most of them, a lot of them. But it's always about how shitty the teachers are today. That's the reason why we have such shitty people out there now.
Yeah, I will say that the teachers are
all of them
shit.
If one of them is bad, then they ruin the whole bunch.
Just like cops.
Just like cops, right?
Yeah, no.
It's simply unacceptable to have one bad one.
Yep.
I think everybody,
Defund them.
especially in the education, system, AISD, all the teachers have really leaned on this COVID crutch so much that they have forgotten about the kids and they have forgotten about education. And it's really sad to see. I have kids, and my cousin has kids, and my brother's kids, and these kids are struggling to get on the right path. A lot of them are behind on their grade level by multiple grades, and we're putting these devices in their faces. If they go to school, they're on the devices because the teachers don't want to be in the classrooms, which, my daughter had a class where they just all went to the cafeteria and sat at a table with the number on it, which was for their teacher, and the teacher zoomed in on them all with their tablets. And I'm like, really? The teacher is teaching you virtually at school in the cafeteria. And many classes she had where the teacher wasn't there, or maybe the teacher was there and she was the only kid in class. And, and I know some kids that are struggling right now with depression, and it's really crazy because I didn't even know about the word depression when I was 14 or 15 years old. And I have a friend whose daughter's asking to put her into therapy. She's 15 years old. And it's like, oh my gosh, like these kids need to see other kids. And I'm not a big mask fan. And so I did keep my daughter at home because I was like, I'm not putting a mask on your face. But then when she started slipping on her grades, I said, you better pick your grades up, or you're going to take your ass to school and you're going to fail at school then, because you're not going to fail in my house wearing pajamas. That's not going to happen. And so I made her go to school, and she wore a mask when she went to school. As much as I hated it, it's against everything I believe in. I took her to school. I picked her up, and she was so happy. It was like a whole nother person. I saw my friend from, and that's what the kids need. And these teachers don't see it, and they don't care. And they did the STAR testing. Well, the STAR testing wasn't a factor in whether they were going to advance to the next grade or not, but they still did it. So not only are these kids like dealing with the stress of whatever, COVID life, lockdown, now they have to take a test. And then guess what? The test doesn't matter. It's not a factor in if you pass or not. They're like, we just want to see where the kids are. And I'm like, you want to see where the kids are? Ask the parents. I'll tell you. They're failing. You don't need a test. You don't need to stress them out with a test to know that.
That always bothered me too, because I used to take that test when I was in school. It was like I think it was a day.
Test.
Yeah, it was a day out of school. I think maybe 2 days altogether, and you didn't even get to know how well you did.
Nope.
They just get your test, and you could. That's why you were able to fuck off on it. Like for me, I was like, "Fuck, okay, we don't get graded on this," and so you're just like, oh, "Okay, chill."
I fucked off on a test like that one time, and it was a really important test, and I was like, A, B, 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 A. I was like, whatever.
Of course.
I don't care. This test doesn't matter, but it did matter.
And it did. So
I've never taken tests seriously.
Anyway, yeah, teachers don't care.
Well, last week we talked about teachers or classrooms having cameras.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a good idea. There are people saying, "Oh, it's invasion of privacy," and then we just showed a bunch of videos of teachers who have no problem filming themselves. So I guess they wouldn't have any problems if we put a camera in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about the kids? Are going to have creeps looking and jacking off to them all day. It's not going to be pointed at them. These are some of the comments that we got on our TikTok from this video. But it would be watching the teacher, just making sure they're doing what they're supposed to be teaching.
Well, they were fine with having all these kids have a Zoom in their house, and now they give a shit about a camera.
Yeah,
they had all these kids having cameras all in their house, and anybody can hack into a Zoom. I mean, Zoom is owned by China, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and 90, I would say 90% of these parents who are bitching about that have a camera phone, have a laptop, have a desktop, have a smart TV.
Are posting pictures of their kids on social media. Here's my kid.
If you're worried about a fucking pedo touching himself to your kid, then you need to completely get off the fucking internet.
Social media life.
The only problem with that is the money. The money it costs. Because last week we compared the cops. Like the argument before cops got body cams and got major camera work. Like with the arguments, because they were all against that. We don't want body cams. It's an invasion of privacy and all the same things that they're saying about classrooms and cameras in classrooms. They're saying about they said about the cops. So they're the same arguments. But
so in other words, it's going to happen.
It's got to happen. But we can also learn from the fact that they spent millions of dollars too. And so where is all that money going to be coming from?
That'd be a good survey to survey parents to see if they would be comfortable with cameras in the classroom.
Of course. I think you'd get an overwhelming amount of people.
Yeah.
As a libertarian, what do you think about all that? Do you think that there should be? I would say that there should be. Of course, you don't have to take your kids to public school. You don't have to.
But the problem is that a lot of people rely on the public school system, and I think we need a whole restructure of the public school system because you shouldn't have to, have the money to pay for a private school. You should be able to send your kid to a public school. This is not a free school. Our taxes pay for public school.
Yeah.
Like we're paying for this. Yep. So they should be able to teach our children if we're already paying for it. I shouldn't have to pay extra on top of the taxes I pay to put them in some private school. I can't do that. So I do. I
that's
rely
the
on
problem
the
with school. Well, not the problem with school choice. I mean, if we had some actual school choice, you wouldn't. Your tax money would go to that school.
Private
that you
school,
want it to go to.
Yeah.
So that way you're not stuck having to pay for this district's fucking shitty school. That's the reason why I'm out of there.
Yep.
So that's the reason. A whole group of, Democrats are against school choice. This pro-choice. Political side or whatever they are, this political party, I thought they were for choice after all, but not school choice.
It just depends on what the situation is.
Yep.
Okay, we can flip-flop all around town on whatever we want to do, right? And it's always going to be right. I got into so many arguments with the school system about masks whenever I did decide that, hey, these kids need to be in school, they need to be social, they need to see other kids. And I made a mask that was made out of tulle fabric, but I layered it up so that you couldn't see directly through it, and it worked excellent for like 3 months. And then somebody noticed it, and they held it up to the light, and they were like, I picked up my kid, and they were wearing a medical mask, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? So I just parked in the visitor parking, and I got out of the car, and I was like, what's going on? Why is my child wearing a medical mask right now and not the mask that I sent him here to school with? And they were like, well, we pick your mask up to the sun, we can see completely through it. And I was like, it follows the guidelines. Multi-layer fabric. This is a certain fabric. It's multi-layered. It's not like right in your face. You can see through it. It was black, and my son can breathe out of it. And I threw a huge fit. I talked to the principal. I talked to the nurse. The nurse got pissed off at me, about it. She goes, well, if you need a copy of the CDC guidelines. I said, I don't need a copy. I made this looking at a copy of the guidelines. So I don't need a copy of it. And so she's like, because I said, I'm just going to keep my kid at home. just gonna keep my kid at home. And she's
That's
like,
the choice.
and I said, oh yeah, I know you don't care. I know you don't care. She goes, excuse me, you don't need to tell me that. And I said,
shut up, you fat bitch.
I said, listen here,
you fat whore.
You whore.
You stinky pirate hooker.
Pirate
Anyway, I told her, I said, your body language is inappropriate. Like, I'm a parent. You're a nurse at my kid's school. Get it right.
My
customers always right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's the case for me at work. But they lifted all that stuff. So
now Delta's here.
I know they were talking about it. Oh, stage 3 again.
Well, didn't Austin just pass that the next? They're fucking locking shit down again.
They're getting ready for school starting.
Well, I don't know. It was a play. We were talking about this from day when we started hearing about the variants. We're like, this is what's going to happen. We're going to be, they're going to be constantly bringing up the next variant, and we're going to be
how long
locking
ago
down.
did we say this? That this is going to be another motherfucking flu, and they're going to do the same shit every fucking year. You got to get this shot.
I don't think anyone's going to go for it this time.
I'm not getting any shot, and I got COVID.
Well, they're talking about the 3rd round of vaccine. I know you guys haven't even had your 1st round, but
I don't know what you're
have
talking
you?
about.
Yeah, I'm fully.
You're fully vaccinated.
Yeah, look, and I'm alive, and look, nothing sticks to my arm either. But the fact is,
you must have got the.
I got
placebo.
That's what I tell people. I say, I hope I got the sugar.
You
water.
think it's not a joke,
bro? Yeah,
you got
no,
the placebo.
I can't name names, but I know nurses who, because they felt bad about giving the actual shot, they were either not doing it or putting something else.
So yeah, they did find out that a lot of people ended up getting saline injections.
I got one of those.
Yeah, you probably did because if
I got really like sick,
if they gave everybody, well, you did get sick.
Yeah.
So you had a side effect from this. I think everybody can do whatever they want, and that's totally fine. I think if you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. If you want to wear a mask in your car by yourself, obviously I'm going to think you're an idiot, but you can do whatever you want because
I'll make fun of them.
Maybe you're with some dude who's beating the shit out of you every day. I probably think you're an idiot for that too. It's your life. You live it however you want. But whenever people start telling me how I should be, or I actually 2 days ago had somebody in my front yard telling me that I was an idiot for not having gotten my daughter the vaccine yet. And I mean, I was not.
You know what I think about the
that.
vaccine? What I've been thinking, because this virus has been around for a long time, right? It's not just brand new. It's been around. They've had
the COVID.
They've been working on the vaccine for a long time. That's why it came out so
just
damn
like
quick.
They've been working on. They've been working on the.
Which is why I think it's a vaccine, like the other vaccines that we have that we give to kids, the inoculations and everything. Those are tried and true. I mean, perhaps they've tested it for a very long time, and they're like, all right, we're gonna put this out, and we're gonna try to make it's a big pharma scam or something. But either way, it's obviously working because it's lowering deaths.
Yeah, and it also went through over a decade's worth of trial before it was introduced to the immunization, like at birth. It went through over 10 years. Some of the vaccines went over, some 7 years, some 8 years. This is the first vaccine that has skipped animal testing. This is the first vaccine that has been put out this fast. And it just really drives me crazy.
The coronavirus has been around for a long time.
It has.
Yeah. What if they've been working on a vaccine? It is an old vaccine.
I don't know.
Well, then if it is, then why aren't they saying that?
They don't need to.
It somewhat is an old vaccine because, Project Warp Speed, right, with Trump, what he wanted to do was, he was like, hey, just take the flu vaccine and modify it, right? Like, do what you got to do. And that's where, for me, so much... Well, Brandon told me not to move it. That's why I wasn't moving it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, you can move it. I told you in which ways you can move it.
And I didn't want to just touch it because I'm talking loud enough.
I'll be a referee if you guys.
But when it comes to that, I was mad at Trump for that because it was like
today, right?
Why are you going for this? Stop taking the fucking
promoting
bait.
it, right?
Yeah.
They said today.
Yep.
Was it today where they're saying if only Trump would get on video and tell his supporters to take the vaccine, if he did a video of him getting injected with the vaccine and just begged his supporters to please take the vaccine, then more people would take it. And I'm like, actually, he would lose his supporters if he did that. Because at this point, like this morning I was listening to KLBJ and the woman, Melinda, she was saying at this point, if you were going to get it, you've gotten it. If you haven't gotten it yet, you're not going to get it. You're more than likely, you're not going to get it. And that should be fine, right? Because you got the vaccine, you're fine. You know, yeah, I didn't get the vaccine, I'm fine. I got COVID. I have 2 autoimmune diseases and vitamin D deficiency. I got COVID. I was laid out on my couch watching Naked and Afraid XL for like a week. And I stayed away from people. Some people came over and hung out. They knew I had COVID. They hung out with us. They left. They never got it. And then I got myself a nebulizer. I ordered nebulizer online, and I gave myself breathing treatments, and I survived COVID, you know, just like I survived the flu barely. I got the flu last year. I had an ambulance have to come and take me. You know, so it's like you're going to get sick.
I have super blood because 2 of my buddies sat.
Because you had the vaccine.
Well, even before that, these guys both got it. Nick Ryder and Brandon got it.
I got it. We were all in the same room. He didn't get it. Now, I was sitting directly across from the other guy, and he was sitting off to the side. I think that had something to do with it.
I think it was when you 2 were making out.
Well, but that was like 3 or 4 days later after when we quarantined
together. That was the first
together.
date. That was the first date.
Hey,
He's not
those
gonna
10
give it up
days
that
to
fast.
quarantine they're lonely.
They're hard, all right?
But him and I both asymptomatic. Like, I just got 10 days off of work, and then I think I went back to work for like 2 days, and then snowpocalypse happened.
Oh, yeah.
So,
the snow. That's around. I got it in April, and Adon actually got it. He lost his taste, and that was it.
But
he
he's
was like,
fully recovered.
I can't taste anything. I'm like, we know this.
Yeah.
But you keep eating things, testing it out.
I mean, you got to know when it's done.
Yeah, you got to know when it's done.
Keep
I
eating,
went multiple times and got tested to make sure. Like, they were like, well, if you got a positive test, you don't need to go test anymore. I was like, what if it was a false positive?
I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
All right, so vaccinated people now make up almost 47% of all new COVID cases.
Us, buddy.
You're not vaccinated.
You don't know that.
I'll make a bet.
He got the Pfizer. That's the Trump one, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it?
The Pfizer's the Trump one. The one that they just keep adding like warnings to, the one that they think is going to get passed by the FDA in January.
I got I guess it was the J&J, the one and done.
Johnson & Johnson.
I was sick as fuck. On like exactly 12 hours after I got it, and I was sick as fuck for like 16 hours.
I believe it.
You got the vaccine, the J&J? I didn't even know.
Yeah, I have a friend who got the J&J.
It's medical stuff. I don't fucking spit it out to everybody. It's nobody else's fucking business.
Right.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It really is not anybody's business. And that's why I take such offense whenever people ask me or tell me I need to get this.
Yeah,
or
it's
do
none
this.
of your
It's
fucking
like,
business, buddy.
It's like somebody who's like, is down with abortions, and I'm pregnant, and they're like, why didn't you get an abortion? It's like, oh, because none of your fucking
sorry,
business,
I missed the cutoff.
But you could see how they say that, it's not like abortion. It's literally a disease that can be transferred to somebody, and somebody would feel more. It's the illusion of safety. They'll feel more safe if they know
it's theater.
They're not going to get it from.
But
you.
I feel like if you got the vaccine,
you've got nothing to worry
then you
about.
should have no concern about me, right? Yeah. Then why are you taking the vaccine?
Well,
does it work? Does it not work?
That. They're upset at the fact that they do care more than you, and they go, "Why do you think it's okay for you to just go around and spread this fucking thing?" That's what they think. They think that everyone is a spreader that didn't get the virus.
Then why are you in places that I'm at? I had a guy yell at me
they're
in
asking,
Walmart.
why are you there? Because you can still spread it. That's why they're saying that, right?
They're saying,
I
why
say
are you
that if
here?
you're so afraid that you're okay with taking an experimental vaccine, then you should be okay with me being in the same space as you.
Yes.
It's fine to experiment on yourself, but
it is.
You get what they're saying, though, right? They're going to say they care more about
That's
others.
like me trying to understand people having meltdowns when Trump got elected. It's like I understand it because these people are like clown world. They're living in this world, and I need to understand their world to understand them. But do I live in that world? No, I don't. I understand, I guess, if I put myself in their clown shoes, I understand what they're saying. But do I like it? Does it make sense to me? No, it doesn't.
All I know, and yeah, I shouldn't care. I don't really care that much. I do know that's what they think
My
about.
dad
because
got the vaccine.
Our last host on this show was like that. He cared more about everything than you did, and you're a bad person because you don't care as much.
He cared so hard.
He cared so hard about things. That was the problem. He thought, okay, you don't care about others. He quit the show over COVID. He fucking quit the show over COVID.
I did, like I was telling you before the show, I'd been watching your kind of background or, like really looking into your dark past. Kidding. It's an awesome, beautiful story, really.
Yeah, he has a really dark past.
Emergency Broadcast, it has such a great story. I had no idea about it until recently. And watching old videos and your come up and where you're at now, it's like,
Giggity.
I look up to you guys because, the Liberty Broadcast has also recently lost my co-host. I recently lost.
What happened?
And so, I met my co-host around the same time that we started the Liberty Broadcast. We had mutual friends. We ended up seeing each other at a party. And I said, oh, my God, this girl is so awesome. I want to be her friend. Like, I felt like that's the popular,
just like us.
That's the popular girl. And I want to be friends with her because she's making these crazy desserts. And she's, like, so nice and so sweet, and which she is. And then we were both like, wow, we think that our, views align so well. And I always wanted to get my voice out there. I wasn't really sure how politically. I also like comedy. So I tried to do record myself doing comedy, things. And I wasn't really too confident because I'm not like a huge fan of the camera. And then she kind of pushed me and was like, hey, let's start this thing. Let's do this Liberty Broadcast. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. And we started it, and it was a beautiful thing. It was so cool. It was like finally somebody pushed me to do something that I've been wanting to do. And, after doing it for, I think we started doing our broadcast in February. And I guess, some people, they try something, right? Like try to skateboard. When I was young, I tried to skateboard. I'm not a skateboarder. I tried to break dance. My brother was an awesome break dancer. He would actually force us to go out there and try to break dance to see if we had the talent for break dancing. And we didn't. And I think that she, in her mind, thought, this is what I want to do. And we both jumped into it head first. And she was like, actually, I don't think this is what I want to do. I think actually, God has a different plan for me. And this doesn't feel right. And towards the end, I can kind of feel that energy during the broadcast. I can kind of feel the energy. But I don't want to, people always think I'm so aggressive. So I try to be cool and just come on, we can do it, And after a while, I had to just ask her straight up, hey, let's take a break. Let's take a couple weeks off. Let's see, think about if this is really what you want to do, and we'll touch base and see what's up. And we touched base, and we had a long talk, and tears were had, and hugs were given, and and she's kind of on a different path, and that is totally fine. It's a little heavy for me because I really try to give it my all. I'm trying to I'm in this before the Liberty Broadcast. I wake up.
Yeah.
I put on I love listening to local news. I put on KLBJ. I put my phone by my bed, by my pillow, and I lay down. Yeah. Sometimes I fall back asleep. Sometimes I listen to the news. Wake up. Obviously, I'm listening to InfoWars. Obviously, I am because they're great. I mean, Harrison. American Journal in the morning. Is
they're right a lot of the time.
So whatever. I dabble. Okay. I listen to news. I'm not religiously listening to InfoWars.
Yeah, same.
To be honest, I'm really not.
Yep.
A lot of the time I'm just looking on like Breaking 911. I'm like always in the news, and so it feels right to me. And if anything, this only solidified that this is what I like to do. Like, you know, I'm a really awesome girlfriend. I'm a really cool mom. But besides that, you know, who am I? And this is actually something that I enjoy doing. I like helping. You know, I think about it as like waking people up. You know, I enjoy like, hey, what do you think about like hearing other people's thoughts, their opinions? Yeah, I like going to a protest here and there. I like doing that before the Liberty broadcast. You know, I was at protest before then. But yeah, so we took a little stop, and now it's just going to be me on the Liberty broadcast. And I have super awesome hosts. You know, obviously I know people, and so they're like, I'll fill in.
Yeah.
You know, I'll fill in. So I'm going to have guest hosts from here on. I don't know that I'm ready to do a broadcast solo like you used to do.
Yeah, I love doing them.
I know. Well, maybe if I had a cool green screen and a microphone, I could stand up and do
even before that. It's fun. Well, you know, because I write a lot of this stuff, especially if I'm going to go solo. I write a kind of a script that I sort of keep to, and have all the bullet points I want to hit so that everything makes sense, you know. So, and it's fun to be able to do that because I feel like I'm Rush Limbaugh or something. I can take a little bit of a pause when I talk because these Democrats all over the damn place are gonna
show the documents.
Things like that. You should be able to do it. It's fun.
I like it. No, and it really is helpful to me to come here and see kind of like that I am doing things the right way, because you've been at this for, you know, a while, and I have already keened in on like some of these things that you're doing. I'm like, okay, so I am doing that right. I am doing that right.
It's good to validate.
So that's
stuff.
nice.
And yeah, well, we've done it for a little bit. I think our rewatch party podcasts are funner to watch or funner to listen to for me.
Yeah, and
I hate this show.
Same.
I'm just, what? Fuck you. I'm just kidding.
I only come because I like to see your face on Fridays.
I'm a crazy person. Like I'll do a broadcast, and then I will, as soon as I pull out of the driveway, I am replaying it. And I'm like,
we do that.
I am rewatching. Like, oh man, I shouldn't be standing like that. I got the double chin going on. Or, you know, like, there's all different kinds of things you can learn from rewatching yourself. And so, you know, I'm excited. I can't believe we have a channel on band.video.
Yeah.
How'd you pull that off? Get us on there.
I know.
It was these COVID, you know, this COVID questions, you know, going downtown and asking people, just getting their honest opinions about things. And it not necessarily just COVID, but that was a video that kind of sparked up the fire to make them kind of approach us and say, hey, we want to add you onto a channel. And I was like, what? You know, like,
that's awesome.
Trying to be excited about it. Yeah, because that same video has been pulled from everywhere else. Yeah. And now I can't upload it anywhere. And our YouTube is one more strike and we're out.
And you know, not to, you know, talk about banned on video, but
I'm going now.
I don't want to talk about banned on video.
I just want to say that's one of right, like how you said. I don't religiously watch Alex Jones Infowars banned on video, but I do go there periodically because I want to know, is there something that other people aren't showing, right? And the thing that I really do enjoy about Band.video and Rumble and all these other spots is that I get to see something outside of the mainstream narrative, right? And you know, and even with Alex Jones, that's one reason why I've enjoyed him for over 10 years now,
right?
Is because whether or not he's right, whether or not I agree with him, I get a different perspective,
right?
You know, and I get to hear a different side or a different narrative, or I get to hear different people speak on this topic. You know what I mean? And so it allows me, same thing. I get to see a broader news than just what the mainstream is,
right?
You know, and it's weird because until Trump running for office, I never saw that as a bad thing. You know, I never saw me going onto InfoWars or all these other websites. I never saw that as a bad thing. I saw, oh, I'm craving news and knowledge. That's a good thing. But the media is the one that said, don't go anywhere else, right? Don Lemon and what's his name? Fucking Brian Stelter. They're the ones saying, oh, we give you the news. You don't go check. You don't go look. You don't go do anything. You hear from us. You know what I mean? And now,
well, you know, it's also a matter of convenience for people that are watching these shows. Like my dad, he thinks that you know, my boyfriend is a writer for InfoWars, so he's like, oh, InfoWars, that's all. You know, he thinks that. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't say it, but I can feel that he thinks that maybe like I'm like brainwashed because of Adon and all this stuff, and I'm like, I have been actually. InfoWars has really. I mean, I told you guys this when you interviewed me. InfoWars actually did change my life because it made me think about the things that I was putting into my body as far as food goes. You know, so I actually stopped buying this like bullshit chicken that I was feeding myself, that a young mother feeding my daughter, like this like, you know, hill country fare like milk and like all these things. And I was like, man, I should really care a little bit more about what I'm putting in my body, what I'm putting in my daughter's body, all these sugar cereals and all these things. And because of InfoWars, 100%, I changed everything that I buy for groceries and feed my children with. And
yeah, and it's a real shame how just like the Proud Boys, like the media has successfully painted them as something bad right off the bat.
Well, you know, Trump took a big piece of that, which I was very not cool with.
Yeah, and I've always said I like what they do. It's just best right now to try to avoid...
Stand back.
You know, you got to stand back and stand by. You know what I'm saying? Stand back, stand by. And
even with that, how weird is it how the media took that and ran with it?
It's not weird at all. It's exactly what we were used to for 4
we
goddamn
should have knew
years.
that it was going to happen.
Stand back and stand by. That's all. He just said those words. And even when I heard him say that live, when I saw it live, I could see in his eyes, he was thinking to himself, what do I say? How do I stop this? Stand back, stand by. Like, he was trying to come up with a word that would make them stop. And so he says, stand back, stand by. And then the media is going and saying, this means he's telling them to wait.
Of course. Well, you know, Richard Spencer, too, endorsed Biden coming that last time. And, of course, everyone's like, yeah, we condemn him. We don't like him. But didn't really say anything. Oh, well, a Nazi wants to fucking support you, you know? You must be a Nazi, too. Nazis like you. Why?
Maybe because Biden took a picture, it went to the fucking
held hands.
Yeah, with the dragon leader or whatever the fuck he's called.
KKK.
Yeah.
But you hold hands with the fucking Hitler one time.
Yeah.
But you fuck Stormy Daniels one time and
you
Michael
go to
Avenatti,
the Epstein Island one time.
And Michael Avenatti over here is not going to jail.
I built them a library. They don't call me Patty the library builder. No, you fuck one goat.
You go to Bohemian Grove one time, and you're a conspiracy theorist. You video it, you're a conspiracy theorist. Right?
Okay, let's finish up with the filibustering that's happening here in Texas. The Democrat lawmakers are fleeing the state. They've straight up bailed out of here, man, because they know what's going on here. And this comes from the New York Times. Why did Texas Democrats flee the state, and what does it mean? The Democratic legislators who fled to Washington to thwart the passage of restrictive voting measure cannot be legally forced to return from out of state. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. This comes from the New York Times by Edgar Sandoval. San Antonio. Sandoval. When Texas Democrats walked out of the state house in late May, denying Republicans a quorum and thwarting a passage of restrictive voting measure, it was a dramatic political move not seen in nearly 2 decades. They did it again this week. Did it again, those bastards. This time fleeing the state for Washington shortly after a 30-day special session to secure passage of the bill commenced. The bill includes restrictions on absentee voting and bans 24-hour and drive-through voting, which drew millions of voters in Democratic strongholds across the state in November. Why did we have those? Because we had a pandemic.
Yes.
We had a pandemic, so they're thinking, okay, we're done. We don't need to have the 24-hour. Like, honestly,
we don't need it.
If you have 30 days of early voting, I think it's 2 weeks of early voting.
It's never been done in the history.
Yeah. 2 weeks of early voting, and it's from like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Nobody's working that late, and if you're not, Even they said Saturdays are even open. The thing was they did is they stopped Sundays because they thought, and they call this one a racist tactic because there are some black churches that are like, we're going to pray and then we're going to go, Paul, we're going to vote. Pray and vote, or whatever they called it, right? Oh, well, black people are into that. Or you're obviously against black people if you're trying to restrict them from voting on Sundays.
You know, if you're giving them 17 straight days, is it 17, 14? How many early voting days do we have?
Let's go 2 weeks.
Yeah, let's say 2 weeks of, that's suppression, obviously. I went to this last Beto thing, and I never put the video up because all this, Liberty drama. But I went to the Beto event, and I did post one on Bandot video where I confronted Beto because he's like, oh, this Jim Crow 2.0
Jim Crow era
2.0 blah blah blah, and then he's like, it's like the January 6th where 5 Capitol police officers, and I said, what about Ashley Babbitt? I was like in his face, and he was like,
who the fuck's Ashley Babbitt?
Because he was ready to answer. He was excited for me to ask him a question. He was like, yes, how can I help you? And I got the blue hair, so he's like, obviously,
I know who you
you're
are.
on my side.
Oh, yeah, you're a fucking liberal.
You're good.
Yeah.
Tell me what's your question.
That's not a conservative
And I said,
color.
do you consider Ashley Babbitt a murder? And he's like, he took like a big swallow down. And
do you have that video on Bandot video?
Yeah, it's on Bandot video.
Yeah, check it out.
Pull it.
That was the time before, but he came up recently, and I was again able to get in his area. And I said, "Hey, remember me?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, hey."
I saw you at a Whataburger.
And I said, "Now
right?
that you've had some time to think about it, do you consider Ashley Babbitt a murder still?" Or he was not having it.
As long as he doesn't hit you with a car, you're good.
5 grown men pushed me. Like one man
got you out of there. How do we look this up? Beto
shoved me. Go to the far left. There, the 3 little drop downs there, and then scroll down.
Yeah. You get yourself a little
down.
Just wait for the Liberty.
Down.
You're on the very bottom.
Oh, come on! I'm not. I'm like in the middle actually. One of my friends, he's anyway, I'm not gonna say who he is, but one of my friends, we were at the same event. There I am, and his friend said, "Man, how the hell are they above you on Bandot video?" I was like,
Beto.
Yeah, so that's Beto leads libtard clown show. Oh, this guy was so mad at Owen. He's a professor at UT.
I've got a PhD in computer science. I teach at the University of Texas. I can drive your ass in the ground anytime.
So go ahead and try it.
You want me to punch you in the face? Is that what you want?
Threat?
You can.
No, why would I want that?
It's in the beginning.
Hey, it's
actually.
Yucca here with the Liberty
You can
broadcast.
fast-forward
We are at the state capitol in here today.
Fast forward past
There
that
it is, there it is.
People, Ashley Babbitt.
She's not a backstab.
Voter suppression bills that are pending in 47 state legislatures. This is the biggest attack on American democracy since the Voting Rights Act of 1965 was passed. That's why folks are calling this Jim Crow 2.0.
Oh shit!
Jim Crow laws. Democrats.
Oh no, I did. That's right. That's good. That's perfect.
Since the Voting Rights
Sorry.
Ashley
suppression
Babbitt.
bills on January 6th were
Sorry. I don't fucking know. This video's. Yeah, it was right there. Actually, it was right there.
So these are Democrats
Yeah,
that wrote
so
Jim
that's just
Crow
me
laws,
putting a clip saying that
telling
Jim
you
Crow
how bad
laws
Jim
are-
Crow laws are.
Beto,
is one of the people murdered Ashley Babbitt?
There were 5 people killed within the Capitol, including a Capitol police officer. That's what's important to me.
That's what's important to me.
Oh, because he said it was a.
This is my friend's footage.
Without naming names, the fact that you had the first successful breach of the U.S. Capitol since the war.
Do you consider Ashley Babbitt a murder?
I consider the fact that people were killed in our Capitol, that members of Congress were almost murdered, that the
Without
vice president
recognizing
was
Ashley
nearly
Babbitt
hung by insurrectionists led by our junior senator Ted
Nearly
Cruz,
hung.
Josh Hawley of Missouri.
So then no, not Ashley Babbitt. Is that right?
So.
Stand up and stand
So that's
against
it. Yeah.
these voter suppression
that
efforts.
Joaquin?
So he cares about the people who were
Castro?
almost killed, not about the people who were actually killed.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Beto.
Yeah. He doesn't give a shit.
Robert.
Yeah, and
Robert
so
Francis.
I go to this other event, and I take a bullhorn with me this time, And I am bullhorning because I was like, you know what? I'm not like, I'm here. If I get content,
I'm here. I'm queer.
Cool, whatever. But I'm here to tell Beto to shove it. And I was, saying that. And I was like, Beto's not even his real name. I was like, and probably, breaking news to a lot of you. It's actually Robert Francis O'Rourke, and then they started like cheering Beto, and so I turned around and I just like led them all, and then they got pissed. It was just really fun. I was mad. I was mad from this last thing that I was able to put up. This other thing, I don't give a shit if I put the content up or not. It just felt good to just stand up in this crowd of brainwashed people because where I said I'm Mexican. I don't feel suppressed. I was able to vote. I don't feel suppression. Joe Biden's home state is done. They don't even have early voting there. Like, what do
and they require voter ID.
Yeah, and they require voter ID.
It's the most restrictive voter laws. You're like, what are you talking about?
And then
They're
you're
going
to give me a speech,
anything.
right? You're going to give a speech about voter suppression. Look at your own state.
So we have all these lawmakers fleeing the state, and they think of themselves. They got this delusion of grandeur about what they're doing here. Just play this here and listen how this one's my representative from Kyle, and she is just
this bitch right over here.
Yeah, that bitch.
This
right
is
over
a Kyle bitch right here.
It's a Kyle bitch.
Oh shit!
You gotta wonder what are you hoping to accomplish by leaving the state, getting threatened by arrest, and going to D.C.
We are hoping that the United States Senate will step up and fight for the freedom to vote. Look, Texans are no strangers to long odds fights. I've been thinking about the Alamo and Travis drawing the line in the sand and deciding they will fight no matter what. Texas Democrats are in this fight all the way.
All right.
And whether we
Did she just compare what they're doing to the people that fought and lost their lives at the Alamo?
Yes, she did. And it doesn't surprise me.
You know how I know that she's crazy? Her fucking jaw.
Right?
She has that crazy, that crazy face where it's just like that big jaw, like she's just weird.
No, she got that Bell's palsy from the fucking the Bell's palsy from that.
She looks
vaccine.
like from the AstraZeneca. She's a little retarded, bro. She looks.
Go to the next video here because it gets better. The media is over here glorifying these fucking losers because they're gonna come back. They gotta come home.
Yeah,
gotta come home.
Oh yeah, they're gonna come home to a bill passed for voter restriction in Texas. They're going to come back to a bill that was passed to transgender bill that they can't compete in sports, They're going to come back to a lot of shit that they're not going to be happy about.
CNN praises Texas Dem lawmaker for her sacrifice.
Her sacrifice to the Miller Lite cans.
Go down to the video on this article here, bud. And just listen to this. Just freaking listen. Just walk right over here.
I've been on the elections committee in the Texas legislature for 4 years. I would suggest the senator needs to read the bill. It criminalizes poll watcher. It criminalizes precinct workers. We all know those are the retirees who do the work of running the elections. Criminalizes them for not following procedure. It tells people that you work in a Houston.
So
criminalizes them for not following procedure.
She was just like, at first she said, I thought she was saying they were going to make it criminal for them because they're old codgers. And well, no, it's just because they're not following their policy. And that would be criminal act.
Yeah,
right?
well, obviously.
But that's a big deal.
Which in any workplace.
Funny how she just slipped that fucker in. Go ahead.
Refinery or at a plant in Samsung, we're not going to adjust our early vote times to give you some overnight times when you're working 3 shifts. Counties tried to do something creative, especially during a...
All right, over here, fucking Edgar Allan Poe hair over here. There's people that work 3 shifts. They have to work all 24 hours. How are they supposed to get to the fucking polls if they work 24 hours a day? All 3 shifts.
Yeah, because that's how long you're fucking working.
This
makes somebody
speechless.
They're like, let me say the most ridiculous shit that I can come up with because, hey, they'll believe it.
Well,
they'll listen to.
And this is the thing. This is the hard part about a person like this. It's either one, she's lying and she knows she's lying, or two, she's bought into the lie, and she doesn't even know that what she's saying is wrong.
Is that what you think,
right?
Brandon? That's
you know,
what
like she's saying, oh, they're gonna be punished if they go against guidelines. To her, she's heard it so much as if they do this, they're racist and they're suppressing you. She doesn't understand rationale that says, oh, you're going against guidelines. That is wrong. That's why they created guidelines, so you don't go. And if you go against the guidelines, you're punished because that's what guidelines are for. She doesn't use her rational brain to piece these things together. She's listened to what they said for so long that she thinks they're telling the truth.
I think it's number one. I think that she knows what she's doing, and all these little people that are putting these in these places, like these interviews for CNN, I think that they think that there's some kind of like special ops, like they have a bigger plan, like they're part of a bigger problem. And maybe, they are brainwashed, and they do think what they think. They do think that what they're doing and saying is right. They do think that, but she knows that right now it's wrong, but she's like, this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm this like secret agent, and this is my duty to do this because I'm the lead. I'm on CNN. I'm the one giving the interview, and people are going to hear what I have to say.
Yeah, and at what point did I hear anything about any of these policies that the Republicans want as being racist?
How are they suppressive?
Targeting black people.
How are they suppressive? Like, list them out. How are they suppressive?
Yeah, okay, let's keep going on with this. Cecilia Israel.
Pandemic, and the legislature, for no good reason, has clamped down on that government creativity to help people vote. We should be helping people vote. Why are we doing this? There's no coincidence that 11 million Texans voted. It was a record turnout for us. We need to do much better, but that was their response.
So it was a record turnout.
Today, but we have to do better.
Representative with Democratic senators.
Yeah.
And you're trying to get them to pass federal voting rights legislation. The reality is, of course, as we all know, they simply do not have the numbers to do that right now. Did they say anything that made you think that that could change, that they could actually pass a national voting rights bill?
No.
We're very pragmatic in Texas, Aaron. We do not know the ways of Washington. So our message was, we love our Tex-Mex food in Texas.
What?
If you can't get the combination plate, at least give us the rice and beans. Let's see what we can get done. Something like online voter registration.
Fucking racist.
Eliminating or lowering those criminal standards for just retirees who are trying to work a poll. There's a bunch of good things in there in which there is support. Let's not hold back on moving forward at this historic time.
The historic time being the guacamole, of course.
Later this year, it's really important that we make sure that we correct this now. We can't wait. The Texas legislature and the Texas Democrats in particular, we're sacrificing a lot personally, financially, in order to come to Washington, D.C.
We're sacrificing
What is she talking about?
She's just saying words. She's just saying words.
What did they sacrifice specifically financially for going to D.C. on a chartered private jet that none of them had to pay for?
Yeah.
Wasn't it a PAC that paid for them?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, was it? They had a donor. They had a donor. They had a donation.
None of them were out of pocket. They're still getting paid.
They still get to drink.
You know.
They don't have to wear a mask on a plane.
You're not sacrificing anything.
But
you're not
at the same
sacrificing
time,
anything.
I think we need to start calling this for what it is. This is propaganda.
Yes.
What the media has been doing the last 4 to 5 years has been propaganda. They have not been reporting the news. They have not been giving you an unbiased opinion about what's going on. They've been giving you propaganda. And so much of the American people have been buying into this propaganda. Everything that they're telling you is skewed to a certain bias, and they're not telling you.
And they're using all these weird things. Like she's like, and the rice and beans and the guacamole and the enchiladas and you know, because I'm Mexican.
Well, they're racist only when it's beneficial, right?
Yeah,
AOC does it, right? Hillary Clinton does it.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, they play up whatever card they need to, and again, Republicans do it, right? I'm not over here trying to say Republicans are better. I'm saying fuck all of them. What I'm saying is what we need to do is cut the bullshit out.
Right.
Whether it's the bullshit in the Democratic, Republican, or Libertarian Party, cut them all out and say who are the real people who are trying to work for unity.
We are past that point. Like they are in too
I agree.
deep. They are in too
Yep.
deep. They have committed. They have sacrificed babies. They have
Yep.
done all of these awful things, and there's no comeback from
So
that.
the way that I see the Democratic Party is they are exactly what they think Trump supporters are. The Democratic Party thinks Trump supporters have sacrificed their babies to Trump and have done all these crazy things, and they're the brainwashed ones. I honestly feel like the Democratic Party is a mirror reflection of what they think Trump supporters are. They try to make Trump supporters and Republicans and people who lean more on the right to make them out to be like, oh, they believe in all these crazy conspiracies, but you believe in worse conspiracies than we do. You know what I mean? You're saying, oh, well, you listen to Alex Jones. You listen to Rachel Maddow.
Russia.
Who's fucking worse?
Russia.
Are you? Yeah, Russia. Russiagate, the Steele dossier that now is a bunk. Now shows that Hillary Clinton
It's
was
all
getting
about-
information on Donald Trump. She was the one paying the people to do the thing that she was saying Trump was doing. Come on, people, are you serious with me?
It's all about putting everybody against each other and creating this, which we all know, creating this huge division between people, whether it's political, whether it's of your color or your religious belief or whatever it is, because we saw like the satanic shit come out with this NOS fucking piece of shit. You know, we've seen this and they keep doing it, and they're in so deep doing this and doing this and doing this, and people are fucking super brainwashed, and unfortunately a lot of people will not come out of it. You know, I had to show my dad these Biden clips, and he had no clue. I was like, Dad,
of course they don't
Biden
know.
is like out there touching kids, and he's like, no, he's not. I'm like, Dad, look at this video. Like, and he's like looking at the video, like, and he voted for Biden, you know, and it's like a lot of people don't know.
Caller Rob, who didn't hear about Tara Reid, so we presented about Tara Reid. He goes, "No, never heard of her, never did it." And then the next
I
week,
probably
he's like,
saw that on Fox News.
Yeah, you guys probably heard that on Fox News, and then it comes out the next week. He goes, you know, you can just tell that she's lying.
Yeah,
you can just
Believe
tell.
all women.
Yep.
Believe all women. What do you
All right,
think
let's
about
finish
Bill
up here so we
Cosby's?
can get out of here. We only got a couple more links left. Let's go to what's actually in this fucking Texas bill here. Texas House and you can pull this up while I read because we're going to get through it here. The Texas House and Senate bills give partisan poll watchers new access, protections, and power. The legislation would make it a crime for an election official to reject a poll watcher who meets the qualifications for the position. The measures would make it illegal to obstruct a poll watcher's view, and the Senate bill states that the poll watchers are, quote, entitled to sit or stand near enough to hear or see the activity, end quote. Texas law still prohibits poll watchers from watching someone actually cast a ballot, however. You remember we had Homegirl on who had a whole issue with them blocking them in Travis County? They were blocking their view of...
What's the point of a fucking poll watcher?
Yeah.
If you
If I
can't
can't
watch
see.
the polls.
And
It's in the job title.
What's the part, what's the...
And now is it Arizona that's coming back with all this shit? It's like...
Oh yeah, we got Georgia with a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, Georgia also with the ballots.
Well, they had an audit, and it's looking crazy here.
What do you mean is looking crazy?
Well, we can get into it.
What do you mean?
Proof of double voting in Fulton County.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, a bunch of dead people voting.
What?
No, they just ran the same ballots.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of the ballots aren't completely filled in.
No.
What?
No.
It's almost like Trump was telling the truth.
No. That's not what they found in Fulton yet.
Not in Fulton, but in Arizona.
Okay.
They were saying something about the ballots that they found where a lot of them were missing signatures and, pretty much exactly what was being said about these ballots.
You think some of them weren't folded?
Yeah, they showed a whole video of. We'll get that in the next segment. We're not going to get into that right now because I want to talk about this.
That is so strange. This is the first time of me hearing about this.
I know.
Wow.
But it has, remember that there's an 8 million vote deficit. And even in Fulton County, what they found are duplicates, which means it basically just cut that in half, and it's still Biden won that one. So that, but then,
They just got started. Let's wait and see this through.
Yeah, let's just keep waiting.
Because, Biden.
It's worth your time.
Biden was worth. I mean, the truth is worth waiting on, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
The truth is worth the wait.
Yep. Or just move on.
Or just go with the lie and just so that way you can continue
you don't have to
to
go
move
with the
on.
lie, but you can move on and just
You
let
know,
the
I would
actual
move
evidence
on
come out.
if all of definitely. I mean, what else? What
Just
other
wait for it
choice?
to come out.
What other choice do we
That's
have?
exactly right. We don't have any other.
We don't
choice
have
but to
any
just
other
wait.
choice, but it's ridiculous and it's not helpful.
The idea now is to put your predictions out and get them out. That way, when they come true, you can go, I told us so, instead of being the crazy one. Because people are not, you don't want to be the crazy one or be looked at that, even if you're not, right? You don't want to be looked that way from other people. But then when they do see that you're right, it even enforces them thinking you're wrong even more. It's the backfire effect or something they call that, or slingshot effect.
The left effect.
Yeah,
right. Where they get.
It's just the way that they have this intent, this delusion of your intent, of people on the other side, how they think that everything that they do comes from a racist or sexist or
a Trump loving.
Yeah.
The vaccine is so political. It's like, okay, well, if it was, then all the Trump supporters would have got it because it was Trump that put it out.
Yep.
That's
and
why
Biden,
I got it.
And Biden and Harris were like, I will never get the vaccine, especially if Trump is the one pushing it, and not, and now they're like, get the vaccine. We're gonna go to your doors and ask you to get it. Like, come to my door. I just got a new security system there.
Ooh.
So come to my door and ask me.
All right. The laws explicitly roll back ways Democratic counties have made it easier for people to vote, especially during the coronavirus pandemic. They banned the use of drop boxes for mail ballots, the mailing of absentee ballot applications to all eligible voters, drive-through voting in 24-hour voting locations. The House bill makes it a felony for any election official to send out unrequested absentee ballot applications. At any point, do these seem like they're bad things? Does it say you can't go voting? Like, what's restrictive of?
Does it say
24 hour? Not
if you're black or
24 hours?
Mexican, you can't vote. It doesn't say that there.
Yeah, that's what I
sure
said.
I
was telling at the beta rally. I said, I'm Mexican. I don't feel suppressed. I was able to vote. I was able to go out and have a whole date vote.
You see, you're one of the lucky ones. You got the freedom.
I'm a privileged person
You
of
have
color.
the privilege of the white person, and I'm trying to give that to the rest of the brown.
What was
people.
it? She's transracial.
There you go.
I'm
You're
transracial.
transracial.
You should
white.
see my boyfriend.
Or
He's
what is
like-
it? Multiracial whiteness or some
Bro, I lost
bullshit
count.
that they tried to term.
Yeah,
I lost count after the LGBT.
I'm a white supremacist. I
There
don't
you go.
I would have known.
I thought so by the blue hair.
Is the blue hair? Yeah.
See, I lost track after the LGBT added the Q plus. I was like, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, there's too many letters to
I'm
keep
confused.
up with. But yeah, they had record-breaking voter turnout, and yet we're suppressed.
It's not good enough.
The most ever, but we're suppressed.
Well, that's why they use that. Oh, we've had the most free and fair. They keep saying that the most free and fair election of our lifetime. They keep saying that so that any sort of new law that gets placed in that takes away all this bullshit like 24-hour voting or the mail-in ballots just being sent out. They think that you're against that. Oh, you must be against free and fair elections. That's just the stupid fucking games that they play. And I wish that the right would be more aggressive against these stupid games that they play. Sometimes they just let them stop all over them. And it's Rand Paul is one of those ones. If we had like 5 more of those guys,
For real, dude.
we'd be on top of shit here. The bill requires mail voters to include identification numbers on their envelopes and applications that must match data on their voter registration. They'd have to include their driver's license number, although an expired one would suffice. Even let you use an expired one here.
Wow.
Even if they don't have a driver's license, they can include the final 4 digits of their social security number. 4 numbers.
Wow.
The opponents of the provision, somewhat similar to one that passed in Georgia, say it's creating another opportunity for voters to make minor mistakes. Additional steps and paperwork. It is
Look, if you can't
the most
write down
important
4
thing.
numbers.
It's the most important thing. They're saying voting is one of the most important things that we can do in a democracy. Don't you think that make sure we do it right?
Or not just that. They're saying you're making it too hard for them.
But isn't it? Well, let's say
That's what they're saying there. You're making it too hard for them. Look at all the
Look at the task test that we took, right? You have to put your name. You have to fill in the circle perfectly. You have to make sure that you do all these perfect things for the test to be able to be counted.
Yep.
So we were okay with that. What's the problem?
For voting, you're voting for the person who's gonna lead our country. You should be fucking in your right state of mind when you do that.
It's because guess what? Because primaries are coming up, and they're like,
yep,
voter suppression.
Yep,
voter suppression.
They're trying to, fucking get the Dominion voting to switch those votes for the Demis.
And that's about it for what's in the bills. There's a little bit more, and so let's go to this next. We got 2 more clips here to go to. So here's good old Shellback McConnell and laughing about this because we've got those Democrat lawmakers coming out to D.C. getting protected from old Aunt Nancy, and
sweet old Aunt Nancy.
All we hear from, not all we hear, but what's going on here with the filibuster? They want to get rid of the filibuster. It's a racist Jim Crow era policy, right? Here's O'Donnell with his take on the Texas lawmakers coming into town.
Secondly,
God, this man.
Noticed that the Democrat minority in the Kentucky, in the Texas legislature, is up here today, and I think it's quite interesting to see the Democratic majority in the Senate concerned about minority rights in the state Senate in Texas.
Boy, I tell you.
I guess if you live long enough, you'll see almost anything around here.
All right.
You got that right.
Yeah, let's get to the last link down.
Yeah, because here, just clarify. I mean, essentially, what they're doing is a
filibuster.
form of a filibuster, right? You're just not up there speaking to waste the time. You're just literally not there to allow that session to take time. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And they want so hard to get rid of it because they're not in power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're sending a charter.
By the way,
they're
remember their names are Democrats.
Yeah.
What they're doing is not democratic. They're not. They're not letting democracy happen. Matter of fact, it sounds like it's dying in darkness here while they're partying and washing their chones in the fucking hotel. Fucking.
They sent a plane. Did they send? They sent a plane to Washington and said, "Hey."
Oh yeah, for anybody if they
want to come back. Wants to come back. Come back. We got the plane here for you. It's at the airport. Anybody wants to come back, contact us. We are waiting.
Yeah, real quick, something on the how they were talking about they want to regularly include drive-through voting and all that, I guess dropping off the ballots. I mean, wouldn't that contribute significantly to vehicle emissions? Because if you're sitting in a drive, like it's not like Chick-fil-A's running the fucking election. Because if it was, it'd be efficient as fuck.
That shit
and
would
they'd
be
be
on.
Nice.
Closed
have a
on
great day.
Sundays.
My pleasure.
It makes you want to vote
on Sundays.
Makes you want to vote again. You're like, shit, I can't wait to come back next year.
But I mean, think about it. If you're sitting in a long ass queue, waiting in your car, idling, inching forward, okay. That's going to contribute significantly to emissions.
Like these COVID lines, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It's just those
Why
inconsistencies.
can't we just vote through our phone? Like, can't we come up with a program? We get all the smartest minds to
blockchain is going to
make this happen, where everybody gets
what's going to make that
one
happen.
person gets one vote. They have a special number they use. It gets put on. It's verified. You make your vote on your phone.
Man, with all these fucking hacking bullshit,
it's never going to be.
Let me ask you, Rachel. Do you online bank at all?
No, I do online
everybody
bank.
does.
But let
Why
me tell
aren't
you
concerned about that
what,
with
because the majority of my money is not in my bank.
It's under my mattress.
It's in a safe.
It's in gold.
It's in pure gold. No, it's
and with that, go talk to our friends at Birch Gold Group.
Yeah, you go.
I think there's
no. Didn't Alex Jones start his own gold website, the Infowars Gold or something?
He's doing.
Okay.
His
Anyways,
thing.
I think that could happen. We could have really safe elections and be able to vote by mail. I mean, vote by our phone. And I think that would make it so that nobody can complain and everybody.
We can't even buy.
Well,
stock
black people
online.
can't afford smartphones. We're gonna hear that argument.
You just fucking went straight to black people.
But then you know what happens?
That's what they're gonna
you know what happens? Everybody gets a phone.
Yep. Well,
check under your chair.
No, you know what? It was funny because I've been monitoring my commercials the last few months and weeks. And you know what 2 commercials I see more than anything? COVID-19.
Well, that's a given.
5G.
Oh, yeah.
AT&T, T-Mobile, so-and-so, 5G. Get your free 5G phone. 5G.
There's a 5G tower at the elementary school.
Why are they
by
pushing
my house.
COVID and 5G more than anything during a pandemic?
Listen here, conspiracy theorists.
You're poor and you ain't got money, but we're gonna give you a new phone, this 5G phone. You upgrade to your 5G phone and you go get your COVID shot.
How much is one of those 5G towers? What do you think?
It's nothing, man. You know what I mean?
Is it enough that we could use to help the homeless?
No, it's cheap. The government's doing it for our best benefit.
Man, fuck the homeless.
You know, they want you to.
All right.
They want you to
Hey,
get 5G.
I want to get out of
and
here.
COVID.
Shut up about your Infowars bullshit.
5G. That's not Infowars, bro. That's just true.
Hey, man, looking through your past, I did see your Infowar submissions.
Yeah, but I don't talk about 5G towers.
Talking about somebody who jerked
this.
off Alex
Go
Jones.
back to that
This guy
Univision
is,
thing.
come full of Alex Jones.
Link. Well, I was trying to tell them to quiet so we can watch this last little thing and we can get out of here.
Don't ruin it.
Fucking.
We're getting in trouble by Dad.
Uh-oh.
It's just fucking
5G. It's that hairband.
It's on too tight.
It's just stuff that you can't do anything
Yeah,
about.
that's
it's
true.
Just,
That's
we're
true.
just yelling at clouds like, oh, 5G and like.
You know what?
makes
Sometimes
us
in
fight against each
therapy, they tell you, scream, right?
in the woods.
To scream in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
All right, last video.
That's what happened to Shia LaBeouf.
Here's a Univision fucking being stupid.
El gobernador de Texas quiere arrestar a legisladores demócratas. Son los que salieron de ese estado para boicotear la votación.
They're the ones who left the state by
sobre un
boycotting
proyecto de ley que
on bills
restringiría el
that would
derecho al
restrict the
voto de
voting rights
hispanos
of
y de
Hispanics and
afroamericanos.
African
Hoy están en
Americans.
Washington
Today they're in Washington
pidiéndole al
asking
Congreso que
Congress
proteja el
to
voto.
protect the
El presidente
votes
Biden
and
apoyó su pedido.
Ellos son congresistas demócratas de Texas, pero vinieron a la capital para bloquear un proyecto de ley de reforma electoral. Ahora los republicanos de ese estado acusan a los legisladores de violar la ley.
Washington is their sanctuary.
Nosotros no
We're not
tenemos
afraid.
miedo,
We know
sabemos
that
que
we are
estamos
here
aquí
fighting for the
luchando
rights
para
of our
los derechos de nuestra
community.
comunidad.
Le respondieron al amenazante
menacing
gobernador
Republican
republicano de
governor
Texas,
of
quien les ha
Texas,
exigido
who
que
demanded that
regresen
they
de
return
inmediato.
immediately.
They will be arrested. They will be
Serán arrestados ni bien vuelvan.
This is
Serán
the
encerrados
Diablo.
dentro del
They will be
Capitolio
locked
de
up
Texas,
inside the
dijo
Texas
furioso.
Capitol, he
Los
said
demócratas
angrily.
de Texas
Texas
dicen no
Democrats
dar
say
su
that they
brazo a
won't give
torcer.
in.
Nosotros no vamos a
We're not going to
pelear
fight a
con
bully like
bully
that
así
on
en
our
su
own
propia manera.
terms.
Vamos a
We're going
pelear
to
la
fight
manera
the
de
way
nosotros.
we
En
do.
aviones
being a
privados,
bunch of
los
pussies.
On private
demócratas
jets,
viajaron a
Jets,
Washington para
Democrats traveled to
saltarse la
Washington to
votación
skip
de
voting
uno
on
de
one
los
of the most
proyectos de ley
restrictive election
electoral
bills
más
in the country.
restrictivos
It's
del
going to be
país.
waiting for them
La
when they
ley
get back.
prohibiría los
The
centros de
law would
votación
ban
de
24-hour
24
polling
horas y el
stations
voto en
and car
automóvil,
voting. So
afectando
restrictive!
principalmente la
Mainly
participación
affecting the
de minorías
participation of ethnic
étnicas.
minorities.
17
7
estados ya
states
han
have already
promulgado
enacted
leyes
laws
que
limiting
limitan el
access
acceso
to
a
the
las
polls.
urnas.
The president
El
said
presidente afirmó
that those.
que quienes
Can you
aprueben
go back to
esas
where they
leyes
talked about
apoyan grandes mentiras.
Abbott there for a second?
Why did you pull a Spanish clip?
Because of me, obviously.
Well,
I'm
no,
coming
because,
on today. I'm
like,
Mexican.
It's subtitled, so you don't need to like read over.
It's for the people
can
listening to the
see.
podcast, but it's for people listening. But what they're saying here on Univision is the reason that they're using this misinformation so that people that don't speak English very well, because there's not a lot of conservatives out there that are speaking.
This is for POCs.
It's for POCs there. Go back to where just before Abbott comes up, because the way that they describe him, the menacing. Go back
Diablo.
a little bit more, but it actually sounds like they're saying "sexy king." Abbott. I thought it was funny.
Let's go back to that part. That's probably the most
king.
interesting part of the video.
It is. That's exactly what I want.
And then a sexy king.
Sounds like he's saying "sexy king." All right, play it from here. Don't say anything.
Que regresen de inmediato.
They will be arrested.
Go
Serán
back.
arrestados ni bien vuelvan. Texas, quien les ha exigido. Le respondieron al amenazante gobernador republicano de Texas, quien les ha exigido que regresen de inmediato.
The sexy king? The sexy
Serán
king?
arrestados ni bien
Sexy
vuelvan.
hero.
He's a sexy.
All right.
Sexy.
That's it for today. I'm all spent. Thank you, Rachel, for joining us. Check out the Liberty broadcast.
Where can you find me? Is that what you're asking me?
Where can
we're
we
past
find
that.
you?
We're past that.
Where can you be found?
You can find us on www.libertybroadcast.com.
You don't have to put the www anymore.
I like saying it because I've never had a website. So.
World Wide Web dot.
It's a World Wide Web dot the Liberty Broadcast, and we do go live every Wednesday at 8 o'clock
Are you gonna
or
be on this
8ish.
Wednesday?
I will be on. I will have an awesome guest host every week.
yo.
I will have a new guest host podcast, and they will be awesome. You will be excited. You can also follow us on Twitter at the Liberty B Cast. It was too long. And on Instagram, Facebook, you
What's
name
your
it, we're
TikTok?
there. My TikTok has nothing on it because it got taken down, but it is the Liberty Broadcast.
Communist took your
I'm not.
shit
I'm not on the TikTok like
Gotta
you
get on
are.
it.
I gotta figure it out.
Los loves it.
All right.
Stupid.
We will see you guys next week. No, we won't see you
No,
next
we
week.
won't. We won't.
What's
So-
the deal? You guys are going on vacation?
I'm
Or the
going-
next 2
We're going out
weeks.
of town. 2 weeks. We're off
Yeah,
for 2 weeks.
We'll be out of town, then he's out of
That's
town.
kind of nice.
Wow. I guess you guys are gonna have to tune into the Liberty Broadcast the next couple weeks for sure.
Y'all have some
Yeah, why
big
not?
shoes to fill then.
Why not?
I mean, we're gonna have reruns. Brandon's gonna put us some reruns.
If you guys, maybe we can give
Yeah.
them our slot for the next
Ooh.
2 weeks.
Give
If
me.
you guys can, if you guys
give
can go
me.
live on Friday
Yeah.
nights.
Give me, because now it's just me.
Yeah.
Give you guys. Give you.
She's a female POC, bro.
Liberty lady.
That's how we
The
gotta
Liberty
support.
lady.
Ladies of Liberty. All right. What else can I say? Check us out on TikTok. We're over 10,000 followers and 100,000 likes. Let's keep adding to
Whoa.
that. It's slowed down completely. It's
Yeah.
we were
They
we
took
were
down
rolling.
all our John McAfee videos.
Yeah, that's stupid shit. What the fuck? What did he see? He's a.
Do you
he's
get a bunch of warnings before they
libertarian hero.
ban you, or you just get
No.
unlimited warnings?
We just keep getting like our videos taken down and got light strikes.
And then when you dispute them, and then they say no, like
Mhm.
they shadow ban you.
Mhm.
They give you shit. And by speaking of which, Lexi was trying to. She's on TikTok now too, and I was like, "Oh, hey, go and add us." And she types in "Emergency Exit Podcast," doesn't even show up in the autofill at all. And then she started started backing up, and then it said "pod," and then you can see the logo, and you see it there. Then she clicked on it, and then it populated again with users. Didn't even have us on there. And I told her to take a screenshot of both sides, but now that she's you were able to find it. So what she had to do is she was able to find one of our videos somewhere, or
And
something
then
like
go
that.
to the page.
and then swipe over to go to our page. But she wasn't able to find us. Just
Yeah,
by
I got
searching.
emergency exit plane, emergency exit guy, emergency exit podcast. So you guys are number 3.
And then what
You're in
happens?
between emergency exit plane, bohemian.
What happens when you click on it?
Click on it, and that's where it takes me.
Go swipe down.
What?
That's weird. Why are you? Yeah.
She doesn't take it right to the channel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Swipe
just-
down all the way, doesn't it? Yeah, swipe.
Like this?
No, pull down.
Oh, down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. See, I
Yeah,
didn't even give you the. Usually, you can pull down and it'll give you the user up there.
Yeah. Because then you would have to go to user.
And then
We're not even on the user
See,
page.
I told you this is what's going on. That was exactly what happening to Lexi. It was not in users either, but you go over to the videos and you have the videos there. And
Hold on a second. Let me see
someone's
if the
fucking with
Liberty.
us. I'm telling you.
The Liberty.
That is.
This is what you need to do a video of: is you in front of a green screen going through there. Go look at. This is somebody that's not one of our friends. You type it in, it shows us. You try to go to the user because I want to go there. Where the fuck is it?
And dude, and that's why I did that video, because it was like, man, we talked about this. We fucking.
Mine doesn't come up videos of Liberty.
Oh wow. But what was it, Brandon? Like 2 or 3 days? Not even 2 or 3 days. It was like a day, 2 days.
Oh, but look, mine at least populates.
We're lucky. Where like our fucking page
Well, you're
just started
friends with it,
blowing
though,
the
right?
fuck up.
Are you friends with?
And then
with that?
now
Or
it
following?
just ended. So it's just weird when you see
I
that
have
shit.
one follower.
Liberty Broadcast.
one pathetic follower.
All right. Anyways, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Be cool, stay hip, and get a fucking hobby like fly a kite or something. Fuck. For Brandon the Hardhead Mitchell, for Rachel Ray, for David Aguilar, I'm saying, be cool, stay hip, get a hobby.
That's right.
Again.